up in the front seat, get my meals, I'm gunning for the money in the bank. Come on with a dank, scrolling in the tank, rolling with the gang. You sit and I on the sideline tripping, I go to the hole with the rock like Pippin. Yeah, I'm okay.
Beat me.
Dude, I hate you so much.
What up, though? Welcome back to Whatever. It's live on Woodsports.com. I'm Eazy. That's my guy, Spin More Racks.
What up, though?
Young Chris, the TD booth. Not JB Smooth, the ones, twos. The one, the only, clearest clots, prime.
Sid Vicious.
Sid Vicious.
What did you just say after that?
And prime.
Oh, Prime.
Let's say prime form.
Prime
Indeed,
is life.
indeed.
She's wearing some pretty cool glasses.
We are here.
What is this JT versus Jim Irsay thing? What I miss?
You didn't see any of that shit?
I know there's something going on, but I don't know the specifics.
Jonathan Taylor requested a trade. Jim Irsay said, no, we're not trading you.
That's gangster.
And then he said,
Respect.
if Jonathan Taylor never played it down again, or if I died today, nobody would notice. Nobody would care. He's like, football keeps going. The beast goes on.
Wow, he's not wrong.
No, he's not.
He is not wrong, though.
You know, Jim Irsay's ripping them lines, talking choppy about his own players.
That's ballsy.
That is ballsy.
I mean, I don't know. Anthony Richardson's pretty intriguing. If he pans out, which I honestly think he will now that they have Steichen. He threw a nasty deep ball to Alec Pierce the other day. Dude, the Colts
Yeah,
have
I
a
saw
nice
that.
practice facility, too.
Yeah, they do.
That's dope.
It's really nice.
I have a hunch, and I hope it's not true, but I feel like if they were to trade Jonathan Taylor, it'd be to the Vikings. Minnesota's GM needs, like, a move to, like, be like, yeah, I'm here. They obviously just traded Delvin. Jonathan Taylor's still on a rookie contract, so it's not like they got to pay him.
Oh, is this like his last year?
He's gonna, yeah.
Isn't that why he wants to be traded? 'Cause of the contract?
He wants to get paid, and they're not going to pay him.
Yeah,
I think he's going to go to the Bills if he gets traded.
The
Yeah,
Bills?
I
I could
agree
see
with
that,
that.
too.
That'd be
I
nasty.
think they'd prefer to get him out of the AFC.
Yeah.
I don't really know that the Vikings can afford him.
I mean, he's on a
Pay
rookie
Cousins big.
contract, like a second-round rookie running back contract, so it's not like it'd be a thing.
Yeah, but part of why
They could trade Daniil Hunter if they really wanted to, but I don't know if that, because he's on a one-year contract,
they're
too.
trying to trade
Yeah,
Daniel
I
Hunter,
saw
but
that
the whole
too.
situation though that he wants to get traded is that he wants a new contract. You got JJ coming up with a new contract. You're already paying Kirk Cousins $1 million. Well, obviously more than $1 million. That's crazy. The expressions no longer means nothing.
Yeah.
In today's society, $1 billion. Fuck, that is nuts. He's not wrong.
No.
He is not. That's fucked up. That's like a. Wow.
The machine keeps turning. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter who's running the hamster wheels. The machine keeps turning.
There's got to be some type of NFLPA thing, no? Like you're like, I don't know.
What?
I mean, he owns
can
the
just-
team.
yeah.
He can say whatever he wants.
No, he can say whatever he wants, but like, if you're a player, right? Like, if you don't want to work at a particular place, you can't just be forced to work there, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
you
that's like-
can't. You signed a contract.
that's fair. You are contracted.
And, I
obligated.
mean, he could just sit out.
and yeah, get fined for every day he's out.
The running backs should have their own, like, union. It's where they, like, put money away in case one of them sits out, so that'll pay the
They
fine.
got each other's
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
Really
But
should.
do they have enough to do that? I mean, shit.
It'll swing back. The running backs will get paid again. It'll just take a couple of years.
Not a chance.
I think they're only going to get more.
Particular
Like,
ones
the-
will get paid. Like
Yeah, I
the-
think
the
it'll
pass
almost be
catching
like
ones.
when the fullback and running back
I
really made a
mean, if
divide.
Austin Eckler isn't getting paid, then why would the other pass-catching backs get
Because
paid?
I think
He's
we're
the
just
best pass-catching back in the league.
we're going to see all these running backs start sitting out, and we're going to see the Giants, like right when Saquon went out, they signed James Robinson. And you're just going to see that time and time again, but then they're just going to be like, no, like we need it. And there's just going to be a time where down the road these guys are going to
Need
get
it?
paid. Like tight ends used to not get paid shit. They still are. Guard used to not get paid shit. They get high pay now. I don't think they're going to go to like the most highest paid player.
know
I think
guards
wide
get high
receivers.
paid.
But compared to what they were, they're getting a lot more.
Well, yeah, that's just
Like,
because
look at Zach
that's
Martin
just
right
because
now.
the expenses and the budget of the NFL went up. So yeah, as the salary cap increases, as things start getting up, they'll start getting more, but it'll still be the same percentage of what they're getting now.
I don't know. I think it'll.
We're not going to see a
It's
running
not
back.
going to go a drastic swing, but I think it'll catch up eventually.
We're
And
not
then
going
we'll
to
see
see a
other
running back
positions.
sign a $20 million contract.
Austin Eckler's
No,
also
I don't think
28.
20. But as far as like the Jonathan Taylors, like I think they'll start getting paid more. Like in 4 or 5 years, they'll just get that deal. Although I don't know why Jonathan Taylor's like clamoring for a new contract after he had what was kind of a down year for him.
Because he got hurt, and he knows that if he gets
that's
hurt
what-
again, he could be out forever and never sign a good contract. And if you're going to sign a good contract, it's going to be your second contract. And he's shown that when he's healthy, when he's in the league, he's a monster.
But I mean, that's like, you would get that money if you produce that. He really only had.
He's also playing a position where it's the highest risk of injury and the lowest amount of years in his like a career.
No, and I'm not denying that, but I'm saying like I don't see how he's gonna expect to get top dollar. If that makes sense.
You don't
Like,
think he's a top back in the NFL?
I mean, I think when he's healthy, but that's the thing is like, are you gonna throw a lot of money at a back who just showed you why he shouldn't pay you? I mean, Saquon I can get because they just had a playoff run.
Yeah, but I mean, he was hurt the year before that.
But he gave you like a reason where it's like, okay, I just got you in the playoffs. Jonathan Taylor hasn't gave you that moment where it's like, that at least last year where it's like, okay, last year we can point to this. There's times where like, JT, you got hurt for us last year. Saquon can be like, look what I did for you last year. So I think Jonathan Taylor, I mean, I get the idea of it, but him wanting top dollar, I don't think is what he's going to get if he's holding out like this, especially from a dude like Irsay.
Yeah, Irsay's not going to pay it. He's not going to sign with the Colts.
I never like I say those things, and I have in theory like there's certain guys I would never want to pay like X amount of dollars, but like then you have Daniel Jones signing like $40 million deals, so I can never fault the guy for like wanting or trying to get paid because guys are getting paid, it's not the running back position.
Mm-hmm.
And I was thinking too, I made the excuse for Austin Eckler not getting paid, him being 28. Tony Pollard's like 26.
Yeah. Who would you rather have on your team, Austin Eckler or Christian Kirk?
Austin Eckler.
Yeah,
Who would you rather have on your team, Christian Kirk or Jonathan Taylor?
Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah, like they are bigger.
Don't
They're
even.
more weapons. They're more conducive to winning football games, and they're getting paid a half of what he got paid.
Not wrong. You're not wrong.
It's tough.
Back to Detroit Lions news though, and around training camp. I started looking at some stuff on the list here. Marvin Jones back in practice.
Yep, practice
J-Mo
today.
back in practice.
Practice today.
In pads and physical in multiple ways. We actually have a video of one. No block, no rock. That's the rule.
Yeah.
Run it up, Chris. It's the first one that was sent.
That's Amon-Ra St. Brown making a great catch.
That's a real dead body right there.
Dead body.
I think who was that DB? Was it Jerry?
Odd even.
That was the Amon-Ra St. Brown catch.
No,
But
but
nonetheless.
flung that DB.
But yeah, J-Mo was making plays on the field today. He also dropped some
Physical
balls,
block.
but we're going to get
Yeah.
into that later. We're going to talk a lot about J-Mo because people are talking choppy again. People are talking choppy. People are looking down on the kid, and hate to see it, man.
I do hate to see it. A couple fights in camp. A couple fights this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Dustin Poirier versus Justin Gaethje.
Yep.
Shit went down.
It was crazy.
What I tell you was gonna happen, happened.
Yeah. Gaethje was
I
throwing
don't
that.
give you a head kick though.
Gaethje was throwing that head kick all night.
Yeah.
He threw it a couple times, and finally connected with that last one and put him on the mat. And then Herb Dean came in with the fucking elbow on his chest, slid in like.
Safe.
There's a lot of great fights on that card. Jan got robbed.
I thought Young got robbed too.
Young
And by the
got
way, I
robbed.
hit a parlay off of that one.
Yeah.
And I still felt that he got robbed, but I ain't complaining. You know what I'm saying?
Young
Boys
got robbed.
5-0 on the night. No big deal.
Jan won rounds 1 and 3.
Yeah.
And it is what it is. They're building the Pereira hype train. We'll see if he fights. Who do you think he's gonna fight next?
Prayer?
Yeah.
For the title.
Yeah.
He's gonna fight Yuri. It's happening. It's going down.
He's not gonna. You don't think they're gonna wait for Jamal?
No, Jamal's got Achilles injury. That's gonna be like.
Yeah.
some
Ooh,
time.
that'd be tough to come back for a fighter.
That's what I feel like. I know. I think it's gonna be Yuri.
Who do you think wins, Yuri or Pereira?
Pereira.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yuri's a stand-up guy. Pereira's a stand-up guy. I feel like Pereira's the more accomplished stand-up guy. Like Yuri's a beast, don't get me wrong, but he also eats a lot of shots, like unnecessary shots, because he just wants to look fucking sweet. Do you remember his first fight? This is the Max Holloway Volkanovski card in Abu Dhabi,
Yeah.
and it was literally just letting like Dom Reyes just fucking tee off on him.
Mhm.
He's like, oh shit.
That was a lit
My turn."
card.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? This guy's insane.
Yeah.
He's just like letting like 205ers just rock him.
Yuri's a nut job, man.
He is a nut job.
I'm excited to see him back in the
Pereira's scary
octagon.
too.
Yeah.
Yuri's a nut job ass name.
Yuri is a nut job. Is Yuri
MPWMU
Prohaska.
says Tony Ferguson was a tough watch. Yeah, Tony's
Yeah, it's rough.
cooked, man.
It is R.I.P. for
Tony is cooked.
Tony. Yeah. I mean, he had a moment though.
He had a moment. Yeah.
He rocked him.
Yeah, he did. But he's
But Tony getting subbed. Chiesa got subbed.
yeah.
Yeah. Fuck.
It's a good card, man.
That's a good card.
Derek Lewis with the flying knee.
That
Yo,
shit was.
That was legendary.
Yeah.
Then immediately disposing of his shorts.
Yeah, took his shorts off immediately and did the
I love it.
X
I love it.
Degeneration X.
Yeah, I'm pissed I missed that.
Yeah, what were we doing? You didn't watch the fights?
Yeah, I got a little tied up with my company, so I ended up being a later night than I thought.
Yeah.
It's a good time though.
Terrence Crawford versus Errol Spence. We didn't watch it because we were watching UFC.
Yeah.
But did you catch the highlights of
Yeah.
that fight? Good God
Did you
Almighty.
see? Did you see the post game interview or post fight interview with Stephen A. Smith?
No.
Dude, Crawford was like, "Yeah, I was a little nervous getting in there. Round 1, 2 goes by, and then he popped me." And I was like, "Oh, that's all you got?" He was just like, after that, it was just over with. I just started going to town on him.
What a grown man statement. Like, that's all you got? I thought I saved the photo, but like it's crazy too, because like Errol Spence is like what 28-0, Crawford like 39-0, but like 28-1 now.
Jake Wagner in the Woodward Sports Chat says Khabib and Tony will always be the greatest miss in fighting, in my opinion.
Khabib would have destroyed Tony. I had that
Prime
opinion.
Tony.
Listen, even
We're not talking about Tony now.
Yeah,
The ghost of Tony.
I got a little secret about Prime Tony. Even you were there for one of them. Like in all his fights, yes, he won them, and yes, they were bloody affairs, but like narrowly escaped getting knocked out in a lot of them. Like he was losing that Anthony Pettis, thank you. Jesus, it started with A.
Yeah.
He was losing that one, and then Pettis broke his hand, couldn't finish that one. Cowboy did that snot thing, so he wasn't unable to continue. Kevin Lee had him mounted in that championship thing too, and the staff he like lost his everything behind him. There's another one too. It was like I noticed that like yeah, he won all of them, but something weird was happening in every single one of these fights. That's how it made.
The gods were on Tony's side. The aliens were helping him out.
Well, there's the thing too is like after the whole situation down, I said this on Saturday too. I think part of his downfall is he's on meds now.
Yeah,
he's taking crazy people meds.
He's not crazy anymore.
Because like I feel like what made him. By the way, too, what's also crazy about this guy, fucking never taps.
Yeah.
Remember the Oliveira fight? His arm was like getting ready to snap off.
Yeah, that was nasty.
Then he went to sleep Saturday. Like he's a different breed of human. From Michigan, by the way. Shout out Tony Ferguson.
Yeah, but Tony's.
Rest in peace, Al Kukui.
He's seen his better days.
Long live Al Kukui. R.I.P.
R.I.P. R.I.P. Dana White.
What happened to the Tigers? What's going on right there?
Well, it's the trade deadline tomorrow, and they said a baseball insider, I forget what his name was, he said they're guaranteed to trade Erod and Michael Lorenzen.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what you want, right?
That's what they got to do. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're not good. They're not a good team. They need to trade those guys now because Erod's just going to opt out of his deal anyways.
Yeah, because there was a faction of Tigers fans that were talking about winning the division. Going to the playoffs?
Yeah, no, not a chance.
Playoffs?
I think the Twins lost like 6 in a row, and they're still like 6.5 games back. So.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Plus, I mean, like, let's be real. Like, that's a team you want in the playoffs, or would you rather like, get them stock up for like a longer run?
No.
You know what I'm saying?
This team is not a playoff team.
That's all I'm saying. What do you say? You put your hand up, or you're just stretching?
You raised your hand?
Yeah.
No,
But
teacher,
for
I
me-
was just stretching.
For me though, my question is, speaking of that, how well does tanking work in baseball? Does it work really well?
No.
Is it often used?
If
or
you have
not
a good GM in front office, it does. And the Tigers haven't had one in a while.
Yeah.
Tigers should be a great team right now, but Avila fucked up every trade he's ever made. So.
Literally every fucking trade.
And he had a lot of fucking assets to get rid of.
A lot.
Kinsler, Upton, Verlander.
That guy's horrible.
Yeah, basically Holtz, JD Martinez, Nick Castellanos. Like,
How about you tell us about Planet Fitness, bud?
I will.
Get your mind off it.
Yeah, okay. Sorry.
Beat Low E.
Planet Fitness is, somewhere you can go to beat Low E. Planet Fitness is the home of the judgment-free zone where you can work out in a non-intimidating, judgment-free atmosphere. The gym that has always been known for being clean is now cleaner than ever. You can get a full-body workout in just 30 minutes in a 30-minute circuit. And all memberships include fitness training. You get all that for just $10 a month, or you can upgrade the Black Card for $24.99 and get the use of all amenities. And, of course, it's free for high schoolers all summer long from ages 14 to 19 until the end of August. So make sure you go check it out while you can. For more information or to join today, visit Planet Fitness or go to planetfitness.com. It's Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, in infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
You have an opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard. Corner, jumper, tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
Okay. Listen, you can win $100,000 cash Vegas trip. Take your closest friends, live it up in the city that never sleeps. You could do this by purchasing a 24-pack of Cintron, the energy drink. Drink it and live it. Cintron, the healthy energy drink with a great taste and the choice for people who desire to look good, feel great, and be the best versions of themselves. You can pick them up locally at your Meijer store or go to drinkcintron.com/Vegas for more.
What up, though? Welcome back to WoodwardSports.com. I'm your boy Eazy, joined by my guy Spin Morex, young Chris, young Sid Vicious. I think you should like that one. Sid Vicious is kind of nice.
It's not bad. It's better than Sid,
Definitely better than Sid.
but still, it's almost a slight slap in the face. No,
You gotta lean into it.
Yeah.
I mean I am. I'm not just sitting here deflecting it.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
there could be better options
You
out
call it a
there.
slap in the face. I mean, it's kind of cool.
Whatever. We'll roll with it. It could be worse.
Could be worse. Definitely could be worse.
I'll be optimistic about it.
And-
What did we say? I was gonna say we were talking about fights in the previous segment.
Mm-hmm.
Training camp fights broke out today. About 4 of them things.
Scrapping.
2 of them were between
Jamison.
Jamison Williams and Starling Thomas, which, by the way, is going to make this team.
Yeah.
He's putting somebody out of a job.
Yep.
We were there Saturday. Good time. Great
He's
time
making
as
plays.
always. Making plays. We had this our whole segment on that one, but the JMO stuff is taking over the news. We'll talk about that Saturday segment later, but people are going at JMO for this.
Yeah.
These are training camp fights. These are a part of training camp. This is like something that happens every year
Yeah.
in every single organization.
It happened last year. Amon St. Brown got into a fight. You're not mad at him.
He's been in a fight every single
He gets
year.
it's what happens, man. These guys are so competitive. They're out there in the hot sun playing against each other all day. Football is a very physical sport. It's gonna happen. It happens in every training camp. We just saw Travis Kelce fight some dude yesterday. We remember Aaron Donald swinging 2 helmets around like he's fucking Julius. They're fighting for Julius Caesar.
Yeah.
And like, it's gonna happen, man. These things are gonna happen, and the way I see people chastising JMO, not only for that, for a couple drops that he had in practice, and he's a bust, this is all over. Like, shut up, man. You guys didn't talk about when he cooked Cam Sutton, had a touchdown in the back of the end zone. You didn't talk about when he's throwing nasty blocks to spring touchdown runs, to where Ben Johnson is speaking on it, saying, no block, no rock. And Jameson's out there throwing his body around. Like, the guy wants to play football. The guy wants to get in there. He wants to do this. He talked about today in his press conference being there for the team, all about the team. And if he drops a couple balls, you're just going to throw him off a cliff. Like, I don't understand that kind of behavior. It's getting really sad when you see people that are just latching on to the smallest different things and just trying to throw this kid in deep waters. Like, let him be him. Let him go out there. Let him do his thing. He obviously wants to play football. He wants to play for the Lions. And more shit like this that keeps coming out where it's, he's handing out water in the hood. Or he's buying water in the hood from little kids. He's lighting off fireworks, so you're gonna throw him under the bus. He's doing this. Yeah, was the gambling thing stupid? Yes, it's in the past. There's nothing we can do about it now. He learned from it. He's not gonna do it again. He's not gonna let it happen to him again. And now he dropped a couple balls in the training camp session. His first day back with pads, you're gonna throw him under the bus again. Like, let the man go. Let the man out there. Let him do his thing. He's playing well. Reports from Broder. Broder said it was one of his great practices where he was doing a lot of different things. Talked about, like you said, in one-on-ones, end zone drills. He cooked Cam Sutton, got the touchdown toe tap. He threw a great block down the field to spring a play. We've seen him do that in live games before where he's throwing blocks to spring touchdown runs. Like, just back off a guy for a little bit, man. Like, relax.
Yeah, I think you got a guy that's have almost a year now of like that same level of scrutiny on almost every single thing he's done. So I feel like, one, emotions are naturally going to build up in your first like practice back in actual pads. I'm not surprised that like there was a fight. Two, Travis Kelce was just in a fight last week, and it made a SportsCenter highlight reel. I'm saying, like, they were like celebrating it. Which, by the way, Travis Kelce's like fight kind of was like a douchebag one. The guy was literally just doing his job, which may be the same situation Starling Thomas in this one. But for me, I read that I had no negative connotation of it at all. I thought it was a positive thing. I think it's like dope. You have first of all, you have one guy that's UDFA competing for a spot in this team. I have no concerns for Jamison Williams. I seen what he could do last year multiple times in limited action. He busts things open and he gets wide the fuck open. He's ready to score touchdowns. There's no question. Like, he's going to be able to do that, provide that for any team, whether it's like on a consistent basis of a Tyreek Hill or Deshaun Jackson. He can do it, and he's proven it to you already. There's no reason to like piss and moan or have any concerns over like a couple drop balls or deflected pass by UDFA, who's been constantly getting praise from his coaches this entire offseason, both in the OTAs and spring and then now too. Like, Starling Thomas, I'm not telling you he's going to be a guy. We were there to watch him in person, too. He's getting reps with the first team for a reason. This kid's busting his ass, and he's earned those reps. Yeah. It's a respectful thing. Like, let's be respectful of him and the effort he's put in to even make those type of plays. And then as far as the fight goes, like, this is, like, that's just silly.
It's silly.
That is wild.
It's obnoxious behavior, and we see, like, let the man – they're going to fight. It's going to happen. It happens every year. Like, oh, well, get over it. They're going to fight. It's football. It's aggressive. They're competitive. I love to see that. I love to see them at each other's throats fighting like that. Obviously, Dan Campbell said it 2 years ago when he first got hired. I want him to do shit like that. I want him to be aggressive. I want him to be right there, but not cross the line. And yeah, if it starts, you're throwing helmets and actually like getting on top of a guy and beating the shit out of him. Yeah, it's a little scuffle at practice. Like, relax. I have it in. Matt Broder, shout out Matt Broder.
Shout out.
In his notes from camp today, he talks about the scuffle he had with Starling Thomas. He talks about Will Harris and Khalif Raymond getting into a scuffle, and he said J-Mo was the first one that ran over there and got Khalif's back and was chirping. He had a great diving catch in the end zone on really nice catch on Cam Sutton in the end zone, toe tapping the sideline for a touchdown. Had a touchdown over CJ where he dove full extension and made the catch. Cooked CJ on another route over the middle where he burnt him, but the ball was already released to the running back. And obviously the block that he had to extend a Gibbs run for an extra 20 yards. Like, the guy's out there working, man. The guy's out there working. Just let him work.
Work. Yeah, I have no concerns. I don't know why people are. I mean, I get it's Jamison Williams. He's been, by and large, a polarizing member of this team, but this is nothing to fucking make headlines negatively over. I don't know. Lucas,
Denver Blair says it right. He says they're hot. It's hot. They're high testosterone with elite skills, huge competition. It's going to happen. Exactly. It's 85 degrees out there. The guys are going one-on-one in drills against each other, talking shit. Elite, trying to do their best. If you played football, you know this shit you get pissed off because you're hitting the same dude every time, and they're gonna keep chirping as shit happens. Like, stop breaking them over the coals for it, man.
Former wide receiver in the room, Lucas Klotz, on the ones and twos. What'd you take away from this stuff?
I mean, it's just one of those things that you like to see, especially because you know that neither of those guys are pushovers now, and especially in those practices, especially when you guys saw, and even like when I was in college for a little bit, the practices are very similar as far as the tempo goes there. Like, when you're in those drills and you're doing those, you don't even have time to think about what's going on. You're just reacting to what's in front of you. So it's not like he's like, oh, fuck Starling, I'm going to grill this dude straight in the face. No, it's just like he got pissed off. He probably messed up earlier in practice, and he was just thinking about it and got stressed out for a second. Like, that's literally what you want to see out of a competitor. It's nothing to stress over, and especially when it's a guy like J-Mo who has under a lot of pressure, you don't want him to roll over and be some type of bitch. You obviously see that he has a chip on his shoulder, and that's exactly what you want out of him.
Yeah, and like, as much as I love Starling Thomas, like the rise of him throughout the offseason, watching him on Saturday, the man's holding a little bit. He's only 5'9".
Yeah,
he's got a decent speed, but he's kind of grabby. So I
man
can see,
ran a 4.28. At his pro day.
I thought it was 4.3. Oh,
no, 4.28 at his UAB pro day.
Sheesh.
He's the only one that can keep up with J-Mo. That's probably why they got him on there. They're probably go piss off J-Mo, run with them, and hold him, and that's probably what he's out there doing.
Yeah. Bro, yeah, and J-Mo's probably like envisioned like him like scoring nonstop touchdowns like for a fucking year now, getting back in practice and pads, and like it'll be held back. You're probably gonna be frustrated a little bit, but it's literally nothing. Like this is wild.
He had 2 touchdowns on the day. He had that great block. He had a couple routes where he was burning dudes, but didn't get the ball because it was already thrown.
Yeah, we got the block too. No block, no rock.
Yes, we do.
There's that pent up. This is a value of him too. Like you gotta leave the sound off for this one for us, Luke. But like, this is one of the value he brought for you last year too. Oh, you see it?
Yeah, right at the beginning there.
He had one of those last year in game.
One more time, just
I wonder because you.
For Justin Jackson in Minnesota.
Yeah,
that was a huge one.
You love to see that, man. This is a guy who's coming off an injury, supposed to be this superstar receiver. He doesn't have to be doing shit like that. He doesn't have to throw around his body. He doesn't have to, but he likes it. You saw him do it at Bama. You saw him be a gunner at Bama, laying dudes out on the sideline. You saw him do it for the Lions in game that sprung a touchdown, and now he's doing it here in practice. Like, that proves that he loves football. That proves that he wants to be out there. He wants to do things to win games. And so to just keep chastising him for these small things, like, oh, he dropped too many balls. Yeah, we also caught 2 touchdowns in practice today. He also mixed Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, one of the best players on our team, a couple times. He also had a nasty touchdown over Cam Sutton, who's our cornerback one. Like, come on, guys.
Yeah, if anything too, I think I was more excited about competitive reps out of Starling Thomas than I was upset of anything coming out of the J-Mo side of it. Yeah, because I'm like, damn, here you go, this motherfucker Brad again.
That could be the
Broder in the Woodward Sports
secondary
Chat
was like void of talent last year.
Yeah, Broder in the Woodward Sports Chat says that's it. It was loud. The crowd went nuts.
Yep.
And that's what you love to see. You remember when we were at camp, and we're gonna get into this, but the loudest thing we heard at camp was when Broderick Martin hit David Montgomery in the backfield.
Yeah.
And it was pop, and everybody's like, oh, like
was lit.
That's what you want to see at camp. You want to see you want to hear the pads thumping. You want to see these guys going out there and making plays because you know how starved we are for football. Think of how starved these guys are for football. That came off how they ended the season. Like gangbusters, thinking they could beat anybody. Now coming into this season with legit expectations.
Came off gangbusters, nice.
They're just like, they're going out there and they're just going to be nasty and be mad. And this is what I like to see, man. This is what I like. When there's actual competition, the only way you're going to have fights and shit like that at practice is when there's actual competition. Because if it's just the offense cooking the defense over and over and over, they're not going to get mad enough to go out there and have a fight with somebody. It's when you have actual competition, actual people going head up, one-on-one, making plays. That's when that mindset, that alpha comes out and you're talking shit. And we know that our guy CJGJ, we got a segment about him coming up, being the alpha out there. You know he's got all those D-backs chirping. So I love it, dude.
Also, did you guys know that now summertime's here? It's important to make sure you are properly covered. Whether it's a grad party or just a group of people over to enjoy the lake or pool, your liability exposure increases significantly in the summertime. Let Swiss Insurance Group review your coverage and make sure you are properly protected from unexpected loss. Check out SwissINS.com or call Mark today at 248-800-4177. Again, that's 248-800-4177. So Woodward Heavyweights will be right back.
The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. You know, because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network.
Big Boy Strawberry Fest has officially arrived, and we're here to show you the very best flavors of the season. Satisfy your sweet tooth with our deep-fried vanilla Oreos, strawberry hot fudge cake, and a slice of our classic strawberry pie. But that's not all. Cool off on a refreshing summer splash salad, or savor the flavors of our chicken Caesar wrap and strawberry bacon chicken wrap. And for breakfast lovers, don't miss out on our strawberry hotcakes or our mouth-watering red velvet waffle. Strawberry Fest is something for everyone. Celebrate the sweet season with us at Big Boy.
Gabby is a college student struggling to study for her big exam. Then she discovered Syntron, a healthy way for her to stay awake and focus. Jennifer frequently has chaotic days like this until she gets online, orders some Syntron, and finds her groove. April visited her local grocery store, purchased a case of Syntron, and entered to win the Syntron 100K Vegas giveaway. Pick up your case of Syntron today at any Meijer location or visit drinksyntron.com/Vegas and enter for the 100K Vegas giveaway.
We are the network for Detroit by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network.
You're Your childhood may be over, but Playtime is not. Outdoor Equipment Company is your source for outdoor power equipment, sales, service, and parts. Carrying top brands such as Bad Boy, LS Tractor, Steel, and more. Servicing the Great Lakes region with locations in Metro Detroit and Greater Lansing. For more information, visit us at OutdoorEquipCo.com. Outdoor Equipment Company, your outdoor equipment playground. Outdoor.
What up? Welcome back to the Woodward Heavyweights live on WoodSports.com. I'm your boy Eazy, joined my guy Spin More Racks.
What up, though?
Yo, Chris Clitters Klotz, aka Sid Vicious, on the ones and twos. Finally, The Rock. Saturday we had a good time.
We had a great time.
The entire day, eventful for me. I was fucking busy all day, but
Yeah.
good day nonetheless. Started off with some training camp action.
Went home. I took a great nap.
You told me you weren't
lucky
going to go
ass.
to the Reptarium without me. Reptarium.
Bro, I told you what happened.
Fake friend.
That
No.
is fake.
Fake friend.
Bro, I told you what happened.
I didn't get an invite to the Reptarium.
You were asleep.
That's fair.
You texted me back because I was like leaving the
I
Reptarium.
still didn't get an invite.
And then you were, never mind. Like, wanting fucking nasty ass liquor.
Yeah. And you didn't grab it.
I didn't. I got you something better.
Yeah.
You should thank me.
Nah.
Bro, I was gone.
Oh yeah, I was pretty lit. So
That shit-
Stash doesn't drink like that either.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I kept trying to talk my words or anything like that. I was like, Jesus, I can't fucking talk right now. Good time. But it started the day off at training camp, and I looked back at my notes, and one thing I caught, Spinny, half, if not all of it, was about year one players.
Yes.
These rookie pieces that Brad Holmes has brought in already make an impact
The man does not miss.
on a team that was already ascending.
Yes.
This motherfucker don't miss.
There's probably at least 3, maybe 4 starters out of this rookie class already. Jack Campbell's running with the ones. Sam Laporta's running with the ones. Jameer Gibbs is probably going to be
Sam
starting
Laporta's
back.
running with the ones.
And then you're looking at a guy in Broderick Martin who is getting some run with the ones today and yesterday. We're going to talk about him later, but we've never seen this before. We've never seen this before. And last year, you could give your thoughts. It was a terrible roster. Oh, the team was shit. So that's why all these rookies go out there and shine. But no, it's showing again because now you have a roster full of NFL guys. You have a roster full of players that have been on multiple teams, guys that have made a living around the league for a good minute now. And you're still getting dudes like this. You're still getting your guys that you drafted high being dogs. Jack Campbell, we talked to dude. When I saw Jack Campbell during warm-ups.
Huge.
And he was standing next to Hutchinson.
Huge.
They were the fucking same size. Hutchinson's beefier, but I was like, bro, like, look at Campbell. He is a monster. And he was out there making plays, running around doing things, getting sacks, getting stops in the backfield. It's impressive, man. I'm excited to see these young bulls work. I'm excited to see these young guys go out there, make a name for themselves, stay hungry, play on a team that is actually competing, play on a team that actually has expectations. It's going to be fun to watch, man. It's going to be a great year for Lions football. It's going to be a great year for these rookies. And like I said, man, I got Jack Campbell in our defensive rookie of the year pool. And, bro, I could see the guy racking up 135-plus tackles. Like,
Yeah, I think. I mean that thing comes down to like turnovers and sacks and like highlight plays and all that good shit like that, which I don't think Jack Campbell will be void of. Like in the practice that we were at, he had 1 rep. By the way, the Detroit Lions decided to post that as a highlight for like Nate Sudfeld on Twitter. Pissed me off.
Yeah.
Because in live person, and obviously in that video too, like you can't hit the quarterback.
Jack Campbell would have destroyed him.
Yeah, he could have murdered that.
Yeah.
Murder him. He's been gone.
Yeah.
That was so disrespectful.
Slowest spin move I've ever seen.
Yeah, like Jack Campbell, he spared that man's life.
Around the world.
Shout out to Python Night in the Woodward Sports Chat says I'm back for Levi News. Well,
Not looking great.
yeah, not looking great.
I mean, not anything Levi's
looking-
doing, because he's still working. He's still,
Yeah.
but Broderick Martin's looking pretty great.
Yeah, like I don't want to he's just Broderick Martin's the hype coming out of training camp. Like number 1 on my list of like a little bit of notes that I took from training camp was Broderick Martin.
Yeah.
The very first play of 11-on-11s, and these are 1-on-1s, which Broderick Martin played the ones. AG tried downplaying that a little bit today at the press. Nah, because we already heard. I think he's trying to like. I don't know if he wants. I don't know. I don't know.
He
what
doesn't
the
want the
goal
secret
is
sauce out there.
I
yet.
think that's what it is.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know how to put that, say that, but yeah, that's because we already had.
Doesn't want
Ben
anybody
Johnson.
to figure out the secret formula.
Exactly. You already had Ben Johnson like a week ago say like, hey, this guy's earned reps with the ones. This guy's earned reps with the ones. Like,
Yeah,
you're not just
And
throwing them out there.
There's a difference then of
This
just
offense is different though.
there's a difference of just mixing up rotations on the defensive line and seeing what works, and having a guy out there shining against the ones.
like
and
consistently
shine. Like we talked
the
about
first
like
3 plays. I think he was in.
a single man cannot block Broderick Martin.
It's crazy.
Frank Ragnow, one-on-one, could not block Broderick Martin. Like I said it in the last segment. The loudest thing we heard from camp was David Montgomery taking a handoff up the middle and Broderick Martin putting him on his ass, like leveling that man. It was loud. It was a thud, and he's doing it again today. So there's a difference between just shaking things up and seeing what fits where, and when a guy's out there, he's looking really good.
It's crazy because we were talking about it on Friday, and I needed the Inside the Den edition of the draft to like buy into like what Broderick Martin was going to be, because on tape you look at him, he's just standing straight up, but then you realize it's really just 2 humans holding him up trying to stop him from like moving forward. And like immediately, again, the very first play of 11-on-11s, Broderick Martin smacked David Montgomery in the backfield for a loss, TFL.
Yes.
Immediately after that was double teamed on every single play.
Yeah.
But the very next play, also fucking gorgeous. Like while he was double teamed, guess who had a 1v1, Spinny?
Who's that?
Aiden Hutchinson.
Oh yeah.
And guess who made a TFL?
Yep.
Aiden Hutchinson with a tackle for loss, following Broderick Martin's blow up in the backfield. That's what we discussed and hyped up the possibility of on Friday. At this point, we were high off our asses. Mm-hmm. But we weren't just dreaming. This shit came true.
Came true.
And it was,
we saw it in real life.
Beautiful thing to see, because you even talked about the first damn pads where Aiden like sauced up a Penei Sewell, and Penei Sewell is like the cream of the crop when it comes to like right tackles or just tackles in general. He's one of the best. Aiden one-on-one is able to sauce him up. So you give Aiden those matchups all season long alongside of Broderick Martin. That defense is cooking up a recipe for disaster, and I fucking love it.
Yeah, when you got big, aggressive guys. I coined the term meat missile for Jack Campbell on Friday.
Yep, not loving it.
And that's what he was out there. He was flying around making plays. You've got Jahmyr Gibbs looking speedy, looking shifty, making catches out of the backfield, routing up Anzalone today. Like, these guys, man. These young guys.
These guys.
Oh, shining. And it's like when they're out there, you notice them. In an offense, littered with veteran talent. In a defense that's now littered with veteran talent and with studs like Aiden Hutchinson and other guy, Ali McNeil, around the team, you're noticing these young guys. You're noticing these young cats go out there and make plays. So let the young bloods eat, bro. I'm hyped. I'm hyped to see what they can do.
Get the young dog eat. Let
the young dog eat.
Chris, you were there Saturday. What was your biggest takeaway?
I mean, look, these young men left me speechless.
Hey, yo, relax.
They were
Fam,
out
we
there
are not within Wisconsin.
Listen, man, might as well took it back to Brothers and Pickles the way these boys were impressive. But no, honestly, I have in my notes, I have a lot of Jack Campbell stuff, because what it was is he was the one that Spencer alluded to it already. He was just everywhere, and it didn't matter where he was on the field. He ended up in the play. Like what stood out to me, I started with watching him, and he was the guy that stood out right away. But then I started to focus. Okay, let me see how he looks next to Anzalone when Anzalone's out there. How Malcolm looks when Jack was out and Malcolm was in. And that's where I noticed the fluidity of his movement, the instincts that he has. Everything was great. And, well, nobody was shying away from contact. Jack Campbell looked like the one that was always seeking it.
Yes.
That was never afraid of the moment. So he really, really impressed me. I'm all in on what Jack Campbell can do.
That's why he is the meat missile.
Dude, that's such a weird name.
That's why he is the meat
the
missile.
meat missile.
It's not going to go away. I openly challenge Speedy to make a shirt. If he doesn't make a shirt of it, it's not going.
I'll make a shirt.
We'll see. We'll see if you make that shirt. I don't know if you're gonna make the shirt.
I'll make a shirt.
But no, I'm with you, because that was like one of my concerns. Like, and I said this a little bit on Friday as well too. But like the fluidity of his movement was a concern of mine at 6'5", because I look across the NFL landscape and the elite linebackers, and I can't pick one that resembles Jack Campbell. But then again, Friday I admitted he may not be Luke Kuechly.
Could be Jokic.
He may not be freaking Thomas. He's gonna be the first Jack Campbell.
Yes.
And he's going to be out there. He's going to be doing dirty things. I think where he's going to be most nasty is in the pass game. And that's another piece of that, too. And then, because we're just talking about the rookies. Like that's who caught our eyes. And Camp was the rookies. And this one, Lucas, I'm kind of not so happy here, but also happy here. Brian Branch.
Yeah.
Dan Campbell spoke with me yesterday. I probably should have sent this to you, Chris. That's my bad. But, like, he spoke about him yesterday, and somebody asked him, and he's like, what do you think? Because you don't have to ask that question.
Yes.
The kid looks great.
He looks very good.
He's a little bit handsy too, but nonetheless, like him being stride for stride with a Khalif Raymond on the outside is pretty impressive, because the athletic score wasn't something that you were like looking for him to consistently bring you. And then he also had another turnover. Like he was just everywhere. And I can't recollect if he was playing against the 1s or 2s when he's making these plays. I'm pretty sure it was the 2s, but it doesn't matter. Like if you're showing that against the 2s, you obviously belong in another tier.
Yes.
And that's just something I didn't expect to see, I guess, out of him this early. I really thought the numbers, the athletic score, I read too much into that. This kid can play.
Yeah, if you're running stride for stride down the sideline with Khalif Raymond, like that's a 4.3 guy.
Yeah.
That means you got the burst. That means you got the speed. That means you can run with people like that in the NFL.
Read. There's no wasted movement. Like he's already just there because we watched it inside the hips and the private workouts, the Alabama ones. Nasty.
If you're a DB
Disgusting.
at Alabama, especially if you're starting as a freshman, like your fundamentals it's a check. Like you don't have to worry about anything else as far as like is this guy able to do everything with his hips and turn it. But he was even going against AG spoke this morning. He's already throwing him in there against St. Brown. So he's gonna get that work, and it's just one of those things where.
St. Brown sauced him today, but
well, yeah, but it's still like the fact that
yeah.
that's going to happen. I feel like any rookie DB outside of Sauce and Woolen would probably struggle with that last year. But the whole thing with like how you were saying, Eazy, is like the testing score was low, but the guy has football speed. He can cover the field because he's intelligent enough, he's athletic enough. It's just he doesn't run straight line, but he can manipulate the defense and get to where he needs to go without having a 4.3 40. He has a 4.5 40, which is still fast. Like people act like 4.5s are slow nowadays. Like no, that's. Honestly, as a safety, you don't need to be running a 4.3 4.4. You need to be running a 4.5 that allows you to read the defense and cover half the field. Yeah.
You need good routes, you need good execution, good stride, and that's what he has. So you said the fundamentals. If you're under Saban, you're starting that long, you're going to be plus in those categories. So I'm excited to see what he can do. Obviously, I still don't know if he'll get too much playing time out there with the secondary we have with the guys out there. CJ, GJ, Tracy Walker, Kirby Joseph. And
I would take.
You what?
And you guys might hate it, but I want to hear your opinion because me and Braylon were talking about it. I think by the end of the season, Branch starts over Tracy. By that, when week 17 comes and we get into the playoffs, I think Branch will be starting over Tracy. Both will obviously get time, but I just think Tracy, not that he's older, but it's just he doesn't have like that burst that Branch is gonna have.
I don't know.
Tracy was out there making plays.
Yeah.
I know one of them was on Coda or what the fuck his name is, but. I'll say this, that Brian Branch is more of a playmaker than Walker is. Like, he's able to get his hands, like, on the ball and come down with it versus, like, Tracy swatting it away. We'll see. But Tracy's no slouch,
Tracy's
man. I'm
got
not
a
sleeping
huge
on
chip
Tracy.
on his shoulder.
And he's big. Tracy's a big boy.
He's a big boy. When he was out there, when he's always out there, he makes plays. He's been in the league for a while, and when he gets on the field, he is a great player. So I'm not counting Tracy out at all.
You know, I might start counting out Mims. Dude, I forgot he was on the fucking field.
I mean, I was watching him. He looks, he's big, obviously. Very big.
That's it, though.
Yeah.
The fuck else is he doing?
He's probably going to be that Cephas guy.
Yeah.
Just like the gunner.
Team.
It's a possibility.
Reese Alexander was fucking looking good, too.
I'm taking Mims over Alexander.
Yeah, just because there's such a need at the X, too.
Mims did nothing.
But for X, like, if Marv or Reynolds gets hurt in the first 6 weeks, you're slim at the X spot. You can move a bunch of those guys in the slot.
Yeah.
But if you're doing shit against the 2s, I don't know. Marv back, though.
Marv is back. There's a lot of guys back. We're obviously going to continue this discussion. We got more notes from Matthew Broder, our Detroit Lions beat writer, who's down there. Let me tell you guys about Lady Jane's, because you can walk into Lady Jane's for an award-winning haircut experience and automatically enter for your chance to win not one but 2 vehicles of your choice, courtesy of Les Stanford Buick GMC of Ferndale. That's right, one for you and one for your wife, girlfriend, or best bud. Lady Jane's open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today. To brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit. But we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports.
What up, though? Welcome back to the Woodward Heavyweights, livemoresports.com. I'm your boy Eazy, joined my guy Spin More Racks.
What up, though?
Young Platte, young Lucas. We told you guys we'd do a raffle today. We're giving away tickets, not season tickets. Good Lord. Like, that'd been a phone ball.
Sweet tickets.
Sweet tickets to a Detroit Lions game and maybe preseason.
Yeah. Might be preseason.
Might be preseason.
Might not be preseason.
But there are sweet tickets. But unfortunately, we did not do the raffle today because we were back and forth between the golf course and the studio. So tomorrow, we will be doing that for you guys. But we were talking about the Detroit Lions training camp, some takeaways. We talked about Brian Branch, Broderick Martin, Jack Campbell making impacts as rookies. But I want to talk. Can I talk about a second-year guy real quick?
Go for it.
Do you remember the TFL that Pascal had too? Mm-hmm. And then before even that, I remember reading something on Friday about him getting nasty. Granted, against like a first-year guy. I think it was Kobe.
Yep.
But Pascal, I guess, has been out there finessing dudes, saucing dudes, both from the inside and outside. That was the guy I hedged my bets on last year. Not hedged my bets, but like I was kind of hype on. And not in the same vein as Malcolm, but like right along next to it.
Yeah.
And we saw him in moments, you know what I'm saying? Not enough or consistently enough. He faced like a knee injury at some point too, but enough for me to parade around the way we did Malcolm. But like this year, even the press conference, AG was like, he's going to be a good player.
Yeah.
He's like, I've been in this league long enough to know this kid's going to be a good player.
It's just another piece that you're looking at. It's just a vicious guy. It's just a vicious guy that goes out there and attacks. And when you have those on the defensive line, we saw him make multiple plays where he's getting past guards, getting past tackles, getting in the backfield and making stops when they were in 11-on-11s. And, yeah, maybe, Penei Sewell was sitting out the practice we were at because of the concussion, but he's still back there.
He's still going to work from the inside, too.
Yeah, he's working from the inside. He's working from the outside. He's getting past guys. His speed on the inside makes him almost unblockable when he's doing pass rushing moves, and his power from the outside where he can move around guys. It's impressive to watch, man. The guy is violent. The guy is aggressive. He gets in the backfield. He makes plays. And just like we were talking about the meat missile, Jack Campbell, like he's always got his nose around the ball. He's always finishing the play with a hand on the ball carrier. And I love to see that. You love to see that out of guys. He's going to be an extremely important rotational piece for that defensive line, and I expect him to make some plays.
Yeah, because we found ourselves throughout the offseason, we obviously had the obvious topic, what are the Lions missing? One more piece they need. We're always interior defensive linemen, defensive linemen. Well, now we have Broderick Martin. Obviously, you heard us like gushing over in the previous segment. If you just got in, I recommend rewinding it because he looked damn good at camp. And it was an observation that everybody had the past couple of days. But another guy was Josh Pascal. And I think a lot of people forget this is a second-round pick. And a lot of times the second-round pick, the term you hear after is like, he easily could have been the first round. Yeah. That's what we're saying with Brian Branch and Sam Laporta. Like, I feel like that part is lost with Josh Pascal. And I don't know, man. The guy's got violent hands. He's very, very smart. In the same, like, vein of a Jack Campbell with a work ethic, like, this is a guy, may I remind people, and if you didn't know, came back from cancer while he was at Kentucky. Yeah. Came back from cancer and then become obviously the captain of the team and still one of the team like leaders in sacks and tackles in the SEC. Thank you.
He's not doing it in the Big Ten. He's not doing it in the Pac-12. He was out there dominating as like a singular player on a Kentucky team in the SEC, going up against some of the best offensive linemen in college football and making them look stupid. And we saw flashes of it last year. You remember he came in, he had 2 sacks in his first game back. Like the guy is a dude. He is aggressive. He's physical. He is strong. And he's a mismatch no matter where you put him on the defensive line because of his physicality and his quickness. So you got super subs like Pascal and Kaminsky that you can throw in there after these big, fat, ugly, sweaty offensive linemen get tired of having big-ass dudes like, Broderick Martin ramming into him for 20 plays, and then you throw in a Josh Pascal and he hits a fucking quick rip move to get right by you after you're used to this 6'5", 350-pound monster just pushing you all day. Like, that's going to get in guys' heads. They're not going to be able to react quick enough, and he's going to make some noise.
That's the other part of it, too, is like you just made a perfect point. I didn't even think of it. Like when you're used to fucking the Juggernaut or Young Thud, as Benjamin Foe tried pointing in the chat, you're respecting the fucking boom, a heavy body. So you're like planning to use all your weight. Yeah. And here comes Josh Pascal, the strong ass, fast ass. Yeah, get the fuck off me. Yeah. And just like swims off you. Dude, he's gonna be he's gonna be a problem. I'm fucking pumped up for this defense. And then, will you say something else? We have another picture of a second-year guy. We want to throw this one up, Chris. The guy that I gotta throw it up and give him his credit because people make it sound like he had a bad practice and he just looked terrible out there. Look at this shit, son. On your swaggies.
Yeah.
Yo, come on, toe drag, swag with the toe tap, right on the fucking line. Looks tall there too, don't he? Because he is.
Yeah, Broder said his route running has improved massively since even OTAs.
Yeah.
The guy's been in the lab. The guy's ready to play football. He makes winning plays when he's out there. And so I'm just sick. We got to wait till week 7, but, you know.
Yeah. You know, another thing, too, is like...
The NFL did it on purpose. They couldn't let the Lions be that powerful that early off the gate.
Yeah. And the two fucking been over.
Yeah.
But one thing with Jamo, too, I remember, I think it was last week, I was kind of begging for Jamo to have the work ethic of Amon St. Brown, which obviously the work ethic of Amon St. Brown is unheard
Unmatched.
of. Yeah, I was creeping on Justin Rogers' Twitter, and he had spoken to Khalif Raymond. And I guess Amon-Ra walked by, and Khalif was like, I can't outwork that guy. He's like, I try. I can't outwork that guy.
That's because that's what he does.
Yeah.
If you try to outwork him, he's going to outwork you outworking him. Like, it's just going to keep... Like, I know you are, but what am I?
Yeah.
When you're doing it with your friends, like times 1,000, times 100,000, times one more, whatever you say, times two more, whatever you say.
I'll bet you 4 pizzas.
Yeah, it's just, the guy is built different. Like, that term gets thrown around a lot nowadays. Like, I'm built different. Like, the video of the guy cracking the egg in his arm. But Amon-Ra St. Brown is literally built different. You look at his dad. You look how he's trained. You look how he's been an underdog, how he's been hated on his whole career. Oh, you're too small. You can't do this. You're not quick enough. You're not physical enough to do this. And guess what he did? He came out there. He set the league on fire for his first 2 seasons. And now he looks like better than he's ever been because he's just in the lab, because he's a psychopath who his number one goal, like, he's like a supervillain. And his main goal is to be the best receiver in the league. And he's going to keep climbing until he gets there. I'm telling you, he didn't watch a fucking pass. He didn't drop a fucking pass when we were at practice. He was catching everything. He made a ridiculous catch where it was Sudfeld throwing him the ball, and he looks over one shoulder, and then he has to turn around, look over the other shoulder, and catch it. And, like...
Bitch's party.
The guy just... Amon-Ra St. Brown is a stud of studs. And he's just going to keep getting better.
And that's where I was getting to the point, too, is, like, if Jamo's losing reps in practice, I kind of want it to happen. I need him to lose some reps because, like, imagine just, like, a quarter of the extra work ethic that Amon-Ra has been putting in. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, because you know you're physically gifted above Amon-Ra St. Brown. I mean, we got one of the fastest guys in the league, Jameson Williams, supposed to be. And if you notice Amon-Ra being more productive than you, winning more reps than you, then guess what? You might have to put a little bit of the work that Amon-Ra St. Brown's putting in.
Yeah.
And with you already having that step ahead physically, it's just going to make them that much better. And that's one other point, too, I want to make about this team, too, that got me most excited. You saw the group checks today. I just fucking couldn't contain myself. Like, goddamn. It was Isaiah Buggs and I think it was Broderick Martin getting extra reps after practice today.
Yeah, Buggs was showing him some different things on the sled. Like, all right, you want to hit here, step over, pop. And then you see Broderick Martin, who's like, way Isaiah bigger. Buggs evolved. He's like, all right, he gets down and he does this, and that's what he needs. They talked about it all year last year, the type of veteran leadership that even in Isaiah Buggs brought in. You saw him at the end of the season in the middle of the huddle, you know, yelling, screaming, getting the guys fired up. Having guys like that, having veteran players that are going to work with these young guys, help them build, help them learn how to play in the NFL, give them skills that they don't have already. It all stems down from the heart of the team, where it starts with Sheila, goes down to Chris Spielman and Brad Holmes, goes down to Dan Campbell, gets multiplied by 1,000,000 because Dan Campbell is just the ultimate hype man, the ultimate motivator, and it exudes throughout the rest of the team. And now you got these guys knowing that they have something, knowing they can be something great, wanting to teach these young guys, go out there and do that. Who was it? Last year, a quarterback was talking about mentoring the young quarterback they drafted.
Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah, and he was like, no, that's not my job.
That's not my job.
No, that's not what this team is like. That's not what these guys are like. These guys are going to go out there. They're going to help everybody the way they can. And we have a segment coming up next that I'm really excited for, because the guy that stood out to me the most at camp when we were there is Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. I fucking love Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. He was the best thing that this organization could bring into this locker room. Not only for the player he is on the field, but what he does as a leader, how much he chirps. I love the shit talk, man. He was shit talking in walkthroughs. Like, this guy is electric. He's exuding this confidence throughout the entire defense, and you can see it happening. I can't wait to get into this because there's one specific reason that I was so fucking happy when I saw it. I couldn't take my eyes off the guy because not only was he around the ball at all times, he was just doing his thing, talking his shit, hyping up guys. Like, I think it was Starling Thomas made a play in one-on-ones and broke up a pass.
Gilmore.
What?
I think it was Stephen Gilmore.
Yeah, broke up a pass from someone. And first dude off the sidelines, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, helmet off, chirping at the receiver, daps up Gilmore, and I love that shit, man.
And real quick too, before we get to the break, is the whole point of me bringing that up is like the Brock Martin work with Isaiah Buggs. Well, the practice we were at, we got to see Tracy Walker and Cam Sutton getting extra work. And guess who joined alongside them?
Yeah.
CJ DJ.
That was one of the
and
coolest
Kirby
moments.
Joseph. Yeah, just the young pups. I'm saying, like, come on, let's get it together. And then you obviously have Amon-Ra St. Brown catching his 202 every day. You had Aiden Hutchinson, and I think it was Levi the other day too. Like, I am a former season ticket holder. I go to these training camps like almost every single year. I'm a sicko. I love the Lions more than any other team in the world. There's never been a single year where this many guys were putting in that work after practice.
Yes.
And one like trait of like winning teams or winning players in general is putting in that little bit of extra work. So collectively as a team, even though CJ GJ is like new to the team, to have the whole situation we watched with the brotherhood and just fuck it, we're gonna run these things together. Like, it is beautiful, bro, and it's a true testament to everything you want to believe in about this team. I'm telling you guys, like, it's gonna be nice.
I'm extremely excited.
It was a brotherhood, but it was also like a little big brother with CJ DJ. Like,
Yeah.
you notice, like, he was talking shit as he was running. Like, I'll run with you, but like, don't let me beat you.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I loved it. That was one of my favorite moments of being there.
Eazy, tell us about Dispo.
It was amazing. It was amazing, but not as amazing as some of the bud over at Dispo, guys. You know we're there every other Friday. It is the best spot in town. And they now have a new location, too, in Whitmore Lake for everybody. I got a couple customers drive an hour to come see me. Shout out to those guys. But you guys now got a Whitmore Lake location right nearby you. Experience the true meaning of exceptional cannabis products with Dispo Dispensary. Indulge in the fine selection of cannabis curated with care with over 12 locations, including new Whitmore, what I was telling you about. You can even have them ordered and shipped, delivered to you. All you gotta do is visit disposhops.com today and unlock a world of endless possibility in the realm of cannabis. That's DISPO shops.com. Dispo, your local cannabis plug.
Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit.
The sports marketing agency would not be who we are without great community partners like Higuera Health and Carol Zaniga.
It's an awesome opportunity to partner with your organization. Higuera Health is a comprehensive behavioral health organization. We serve children through older adults with mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities across Western Wayne counties, and really excited to now be in downriver communities as well. Give us a call at 734-458-4601.
You have an opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard. Corner, jumper, tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
What up, though? Welcome back to the Woodward Heavyweights live on woodsports.com. If you haven't already, please make sure you hit that like button and share the stream. Be a friend, tell a friend. 5-star review on our podcast platforms. I'm Eazy. That's my guy, Spin More Racks.
What up, though?
Young Chris, Clitoris Klotz, a.k.a. Sid Vicious on the ones and twos.
It sounds like an old-ass dog that's been through some shit.
That's how I feel right now, man. Took a fucking L on the day.
Man, me too. Had Taco Bell last night. Oof. Had me up at 4:30 in the morning.
Ugh.
Emptying out the Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Praying to a higher power.
Bro, I was picking up my mom. We had extra time, and like she was at Meyer, and the fucking Taco Bell was right there. Me and Bryson on board. I was like, fuck it. I'm not doing it again.
Yeah.
It was good as fuck. It was never good coming out. Anyway, sorry for my poop story, guys. Hit the like button, 5-star review. Spinny, before we went to break, you were just fucking bricked all over the place, having a man crush on CJ GJ. Tell us how he's saying to you.
Yeah, I can't I can't contain it anymore. I can't fight this feeling anymore. Like this guy, this singular addition was the best thing the Lions could have done for this locker room. You bring in this guy who's been a veteran, not only just coming off of a Super Bowl appearance, but has been a dog everywhere he went. He was a dog in New Orleans, he was a dog in Philly, and he's going to be a dog in Detroit. And you see it on the field with his play, you see it off the field with his attitude, with his leadership, the different things he does. You guys talked about it when the kickers were doing their thing after the 11-on-11s. The kickers went out there and they were doing field goals from 25-30, 35-40, 45-50. And on the other side of the field, Cam Sutton grabs
his dick,
grabs Tracy Walker, and they start running suicides back and forth, the sideline to sideline, so like 50-yard suicides. And Chauncey sees that, like slaps Kirby on the back, and then they go over there and join him, and they're all running the suicides. Like, nobody made them do that. That is just the leadership of Cam Sutton and the leadership of Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. I talked about, you guys knew this, we all knew this. This guy talks shit, and I love that. Me and Eazy have been preaching that for like 3 years. You need defensive backs that talk shit. If you're a defensive back and you're good, you talk shit. It's like the history of the NFL. The only one that didn't was Darrelle Revis. And now you look at him out there hyping up his other guys, using that infectious attitude, that leadership to get these young guys juiced, gassing them up on the sidelines. And during one-on-ones, after one-on-ones with receivers and defensive backs, a Lil Baby song was playing on the speakers in camp. And it goes, and it's you who I want, is the hook of the song. And Chauncey Gardner's out there singing it, and he's pointing at Amon-Ra St. Brown. He goes, and it's you who I want. Because he wanted him one-on-one. He wanted to guard him one-on-one. And that's, I fucking love that shit. Give me the smoke. Give me the best player on the team. Line him up right now. Let's go after it. And that's the kind of attitude this guy has. That's the kind of attitude, the confidence that he brings to this defense. A young defense whose secondary was terrible last year. And now you've got a solidified piece who just played in the Super Bowl, who was one of the best players on one of the best defenses in the NFL last year. You've got him out there hyping up, gassing up these young guys, having them ready to run through a brick wall just like I am. Like, literally watching him at camp, I turned to you, I turned to Mustache like 4 times. I was like, dude, I fucking love Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. Like, the shit he brings, the energy he brings, it's not something that can be taught. It's just who he is.
Yeah, I think he even said that after that very practice that, like, I'm contagious. I have to be out here. He got a little lippy with the media too. They're asking about him missing practice. I don't miss practice. Yeah. I'm here. I'm in the film room. Like, you don't gotta say nothing else to say. Like, I'm here. They need me. I'm contagious. I'm gonna bring this energy, and it's gonna affect the rest of everybody else too. And I got to see every bit of it, non-stop talking shit. This guy was CJGJ. I love it too. I think it brings a little extra confidence to a young secondary that maybe needed, because last year wasn't their best year. So I think they need a piece like this to not only help them, obviously on the field, like X and O's wise too, but like talk that shit, hype them up. You know what I'm saying? Like let them know, because one of the first things that impressed me, he did this actually again too with, I believe, Jameson Williams. This weekend, he said Jameson Williams is one of the best wide receivers in the NFL. Yeah. Right now. Called him one of the best wide receivers right now. I thought that was pretty dope. This guy, like you said earlier, has been to multiple places, played at the highest level. I'm talking about the highest level in terms of the fucking Super Bowl. And played a bunch of good-ass teams to get there, too. Been in the playoffs multiple times with New Orleans as well to have that statement. But he also had the same statement to say about Kirby Joseph, a guy in just his second year, who's saying, like, this guy doesn't even know how good he is yet. Like, he does bring that energy, but also, like, wisdom in a way, too.
And it's play on the field. It's not just a guy that's going to go out there and chirp just because he talks shit. He's going to back it up when he gets on the field. He's going to blow people up across the middle. Broder said it today. He gave Jahmyr Gibbs his welcome to the NFL moment because he lit him the fuck up. That's what the guy does. He lays the boom. He makes plays. And when you do that and you talk shit, that makes you my favorite player. like I love, like, what cemented Penei Sewell as my favorite player was when he got in the face of the best defensive player in the history of football and was grabbing his face mask and said, I'm not fucking scared of you, big dog. Like, that shit gets me gassed up, man. Is these guys that have the play on the field and then back it up by talking shit. I love it. I love it.
You can't talk unless you walk it.
Facts.
Unless you Eli Apple. Then you... I don't even know you do. Eli Apple. He's just talking shit.
Yeah, what about him signing Miami with Tyreek down there?
Who, Eli Apple? I didn't even know that happened.
Yeah, I think yesterday he signed with Miami because Jalen got hurt.
I was wondering that too with Jalen Ramsey. Cause I remember Jalen Ramsey like a few years back was like talking shit about Tyreek, being like, he's not like a true wide receiver. He's kind of a gimmicky guy.
Yeah.
And then he got put on Tyreek in that matchup, and Tyreek cooked him. And he had, And he had shit to say afterward. He had to give him his props.
And DNC ENT says CJ GJ is the non-anime loving Jamal Williams on defense. Like, no, it's different
It's
than
a different level.
Jamal Williams.
Yeah.
Like Jamal Williams is a character. He's goofy, funny. Like Chauncey Gardner-Johnson's talking shit.
Intense.
He's intense. He brings the boom, and he's actually a great player. One of the best players at his position in the league. Like, unlike Jamal Williams. All due respect, but we know that 80% of his touchdowns were baked in because of the offensive line last year.
Uh-huh.
So to see that, I can't remember the last time the Lions had a player like this in their secondary. That was just talking shit, chirping, hyping up the young guys, bringing them out there.
Slay was like the last like DB you had, but he wasn't like a chirper.
Yeah, Slay never really talked shit.
GQ didn't chirp.
Slay would get into it when he's getting intense and shit,
Yeah.
but Chauncey Gardner-Johnson is nonstop talking shit. I fucking love it, dude.
Oh wow, Chris, you didn't shake Dr. G's hand?
No, I did.
Oh, he's talking about
The
mustache.
one guy, yeah.
Oh, mustache, yeah.
He went to shake your hand, but you turned around, and so he's like, ah.
Yeah, he actually left it there too.
He left it there for a little while. No
It's
disrespect.
all right.
He appreciated the tickets.
Yeah.
He wants to know about the Jared Goff at practice. Dr. D.
Yeah, I don't,
This is by Spinny's accounts, by the way.
Don't take this out of context. I know how you guys know how we feel. Mainly Eazy, especially Eazy.
What do you mean mainly me?
They think I'm kind of taking a back seat. They're going on you about this a lot
That's
more.
right. I'll fucking drive the bus.
But you know how we feel about Jared Goff. When we were at camp, he didn't do anything to like lift those fears. He threw a couple pretty wobbly ducks. He did Jared Goff things. He was making accurate pinpoint passes, but some of the pretty much every deep ball he threw was not looking great. And it could have just been an off day because I guess he was slinging it today and he was making plays. But when we were at camp, the throws I noticed that were like, all right, make this throw rather than just like check downs, dinking dunks, were not great.
It's one of those things. I'm not even like gonna hear to say or any of that, but like he is what he is. It's not nothing like He didn't look especially great. He didn't look especially bad. He looked like Jared Goff.
Yeah, he looked fine. The one thing I did like though is that after every single pass he threw, he always went back to Ben Johnson. Like those two, the communication between those two is constant. It's always there, and that is what you like to see. So if he made a bad throw or a good throw, didn't matter. Either way, he was talking to Ben Johnson after the play. And Ben Johnson was, either giving them some options or they were discussing, where they feel that went right, where they feel that went wrong. And that's something that you love to see. The synergy between those two, like you can't fake it. They really are, committed to making it work with each other.
And Mustache Mike, shout out Mustache in the Woodward Sports chat. He says they also didn't run very much offense, real easy stuff. Yeah. They weren't running too many open breaking routes, shots down the field. It was a lot of 10-yard outs, a lot of working of the middle of the field. But when they did take those shots, they didn't look great. I'm just saying. Do I expect that to be a trend? No. Like I said, Brody said he looked great at practice today. So, we'll see. But it wasn't great when we saw it.
And to the point about Hendon Hooker too, like another guy that's been practicing like after practice, who's not even like by terms of NFLPA even allowed to practice right now, but he's still out there putting in that work. He's got the play sheet next to him. The quarterback coach he hired is one that they let Ben Johnson, I believe, or something like that, like handpick or work with him to choose because he wants them to install the offense while they're also rehabbing. Like he's another guy that's got that work ethic, and we've already kind of said it here. I'm not gonna like a bit more talent, just raw talent. We're saying.
I saw this moment that, like, I looked at Hooker and it made me pretty happy. Is like I don't know if it was during one-on-ones or during something else, but Goff and Ben Johnson were like huddled up. They were talking about something. They were looking at schemes, and like obviously Hendon Hooker for majority practice was chilling with J-Mo and Marvin Jones because none of them were dressed, and so they're all like standing together during. And Hendon Hooker was like walking over there, and like J-Mo and Marvin Jones like said something to him and were probably talking to him. And he was like, 1 second. He's like, wait a second, and he ran over to what Goff and Ben Johnson were doing and listened to them for a little bit, and then went back and chilled with J-Mo and Marvin Jones. So I like that. Because he can learn a lot from Goff. He can definitely learn a lot from Goff and learn a lot from Ben Johnson. So I'd like to see him doing that.
Ain't no one gonna teach him more than Ben Johnson, especially in this offense, man. So like, to just be on his hip if you truly want to compete for this job at some point, or even just be a reliable backup. Because I partly feel like their hold up on the whole Teddy Bridgewater thing is because they don't know what to expect with this guy's coming. I mean, I could be 100% wrong on this one, and I'm not like, slamming in the ground and saying it's going to happen, but like the amount of movement that we've been seeing him make the past couple of days or past couple of weeks, like running on the leg and everything like that, like what's the hold up with signing a guy like Teddy Bridgewater? There really isn't one to have, unless it's like a money situation, which the Detroit Lions have the third most cap space in the league right now. So it's like, is he coming back earlier than we know? Mm-hmm. Or is it, I don't know. What is the hold up? We don't know, but we have more Detroit Lions talk to get to, but not before Smitty tells you guys about Guardian Alarm.
I will. Guardian Alarm is customized solutions from real experts. They're professional technicians. Take the time to recommend security and automation solutions specific to your needs. They also have 24/7 professional monitoring. You can call them anytime, day or night, and know a Guardian Alarm team member will stay on the phone as long as needed. And of course, they have technology backed by people. Your safety and security deserves technology. It's been proven to work, and people who have been proven to care. So call them at 1-800. That's 1-800. And Woodward Sports sent you.
The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. You know, because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network.
Since the dawn of moving people, Chevrolet has led the way. The world of transportation is changing. At Feldman Chevrolet, we are leading the charge forward. With every electric vehicle, every mile traveled, one Feldman at a time. The company that puts more Chevys on Michigan roads is now the #1 name for Chevy electric vehicles.
We are the network for Detroit by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network.
What up, though? Welcome back to Woodward Wits live on WoodSports.com. I'm your boy Eazy, joined by my guy Spin More Racks.
What up, though?
Chris Clitoris Klotz, a.k.a. Sid Vicious on the 1s and 2s. Hit the like button if you haven't already. 5-star review on our podcast platforms. Breaking news if you guys watched Euphoria. Angus Cloud of the show. He gone.
That sucks, man. He's my favorite character. He's good, and they just pulled him off the street.
Yeah, that's why I never watched the show, but I watched an interview with him, and he was like just being like mad hood, and I was like, there's no way this rich ass guy's just trying to act like he's like ghetto, and then like
no, he is.
Yeah, he is. They literally pulled like a real life drug dealer off the street.
Yeah, they said you look
to
like
play a drug dealer,
a perfect guy for the role we're casting. And he did a great job. You should watch the show, man. Euphoria is a good show.
I'll watch it though.
The first episode
was like too intense.
First episode is gonna put you off.
No, that's why I did watch.
Easy. We're
that's why I
watching
didn't
that
watch
after
it.
Sopranos.
Listen, I'm like
light.
Nuts.
No, you guys should watch The Wire after Sopranos.
Post like having Bryson, or maybe it's always. I don't know. I don't like the kids shit.
Yeah.
You know, the high school kid was getting like fucking railed in the hotel room. I was like, that's weird. Dude.
Yeah.
That's.
You guys should watch.
I'll power through.
You guys should watch The Wire.
Yeah.
Definitely watch The Wire.
I heard The Wire's pretty.
It's my favorite show
too.
ever.
Another comment I saw in the Woodward Sports chat asking about training camp was James Houston. That is name, regrettably, wasn't making much impact
Didn't
out
see
there,
much
at least on Saturday.
I don't know if he like tweaked something or did something, but I was watching the one-on-ones when everybody, like, they were doing one-on-ones for offensive line and one-on-ones for, or offensive and defensive line, and then one-on-ones for receivers and D-backs on both sides of the field. And so I was like flipping back and forth. It's like, I want to see this, I want to see that. Like, I wanted to be like SpongeBob in that meme where he's got one eye looking both ways. But I was watching a James Houston rep, and he slipped, and then he didn't do much after that. So I don't know if they're just being precautionary. They haven't said anything. I'm sure he's fine, but yeah, I saw him, like, he fell down, and like the offensive line backed up a little bit and stood up a little gingerly, and then didn't really get much work in after that. So I don't know. I'm sure he's fine. I'm sure he just maybe twisted an ankle or something like that, but I didn't see him doing much after that.
I think I know what you're talking about. I thought that was Germ.
No, because he's 41 now.
Yeah.
Houston is.
Houston, we have a problem.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, I'm not doubting what he can do because we've literally seen what he can do. And,
yes.
And whether it comes in like sparing moments or not, but like he can bring it. but just in the practice field wasn't necessarily standing out. Not too much.
He's a gamer. I'm not worried about James Houston.
Mm-hmm.
We know that he's a freak. We know that when he gets out there, he's going to make plays. So
some other names that stood out, just honestly, some of it just based off pure size alone. The Quar brothers.
Yeah.
And like their absence, they're finally back and healthy. Them big boys.
And like I said, Penny Sewell was out during the camp or the practice we were at.
Mm-hmm.
So Colby Sorsdale was in there. He was getting worked by by both Theo Quaras and by Charles Harris. I watched like 3 reps in a row. I was like, God damn, those guys look good.
Yeah.
Like, they were making moves.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's meant to be, one-on-ones for defensive and offensive linemen are like so heavily favoring defensive linemen. So
one other thing to note too, like I guess when it comes to the Quar brothers is like I think we forgot what Romeo was. Obviously came back like at some point last year, but if we're able to give Deshaun Watson the pass for being rusty, I feel like we're able to give Romeo the pass for being rusty too.
Yeah.
Like, he came in mid-season the same way too.
he had like 2 sacks in his first game back too.
Yeah, I think he's allowed to pass. I think Julian Quar, I don't know what you would have expected from him, but he's a versatile guy, kind of like Pascal, can play inside, outside. I think Pascal would be more productive in that type of role, but nonetheless, Quar can do that for you too. And I just watching Romeo. It's Sam Laporte, and I don't know if it's like a welcome to the league situation or just a mismatch in general. Because, like, yeah, tight ends like our ass to block and can block doesn't mean they're the greatest blockers. And if Romeo had to try to engage with, Laporte tried to engage with Romeo. Romeo was kind of like, get the fuck off me. Like, and that's just why I realized,
Romeo
like,
Quara
fuck.
is a big, strong, grown man.
Yeah, he's a big dude.
He is a big dude. So.
And that's when it hit my head, like, fuck, I forgot he's even on the team.
Yeah.
Like, I'm glad to have, like, that piece, too.
Yeah, we got Tyree Wilson at home.
Yeah.
It's Romeo Quara.
Literally.
Yeah.
Literally. Exactly. And I think another guy, too, that was kind of quiet, we spoke about a little bit earlier, I just saw his name pop up in the chat a couple more times, that was Mims. Didn't
He's
make
big.
much of an impact.
He looks big out there. He's making some moves down the field. He had a couple nice catches in one-on-ones, but nothing that really stood out.
And
I expect him to make the team, though, honestly.
Mims?
Yeah.
I don't know, bro.
It's just because we don't have a guy like that. Is 6'4", 4'3", like.
But he sucks.
I don't know if he sucks.
He sucks.
I think that's aggressive. You think he sucked at practice?
Yeah.
What made him suck that you saw?
Bro, you're 6'4". You're capable of running a 4.3. I don't know what the 10-yard split in that one is. That's what made me realize something too. Even I think we're talking about with Broda a little bit today. Is like, okay, you run a 4.3 in a 40 like straight line dash, but like running routes and change of direction is completely something different.
Yeah.
And that's something I think that he lacks. I even remember watching like, in his highlight tape when he caught a slant and he's caught from behind. It's like if you're running a 4.3, like no one's really catching you from behind.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like that was disappointing. I see him get locked up a few times too. Once by obviously he's super fast, Starling Thomas, but 5'9". Starling Thomas has put hands on him too. And it's not just me with that observation. You have plenty of beat writers that are on there too. How many of them actually have great things to say about Mims?
Not a lot. Like I'm saying, he's not shining, but I'm not going to say he sucks. I think that's aggressive.
I just don't know if he makes a team. I think who's making it harder on him too is Maurice Alexander.
Yeah.
If you guys don't remember him, he had a couple kick returns last year. I think one for a TD. I think he had 2 for TDs actually.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, like 3 of them big. He had 3 big returns. I remember in one game I was pissed when the Lions cut him, but he's back with them in camp this year, number 15, and now this year he's actually making plays as a receiver versus just special teams. But I think that's like when Tom Kennedy was cut. Tom Kennedy was really good and productive, and like.
Well, Tom Kennedy was cut because he broke his collarbone.
No. I'm saying like last year.
Oh yeah.
Like we cut and brought back obviously after injuries. Yeah, but I'm saying like one of the reasons he was part of the final cuts is that like, yeah, he's productive in team offense. But he's not productive enough to start over any of the guys they had there at the wide receiver position, and he couldn't give you anything on special teams. I think unless, and I don't know, I don't pay attention to special teams enough to like know what the fuck is going on.
Yeah.
But like Dave Phipp though is a good coach. I made that note to Chris. I was watching him like sprint down with the kick returns and telling his guys like where he wants them to go. I feel that's a great like way to articulate what you like them to do as a coach. But if Mims isn't making that impact on special teams, he's not making the same as Maurice Alexander.
Yeah.
And I think that's what makes it give him a spot like over him. I guess what I'm saying. I'm trying to think a couple like who's a loser from camp for you? I know that's aggressive to say after one day, but
yeah, I don't.
Who's really like? It's tough to pick up the guy that didn't shine more than it is the guy that did.
You know what? Who was a loser at camp was Riley Patterson.
Why you say that?
Because John Parker Romo made every kick I saw him take.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh my.
He looked pretty good. And he nailed one from 50 that could have easily been 55, 57, right down the middle.
Yeah.
So I know Riley missed one, but John Parker Romo he looked pretty good.
On the money. I know that we weren't the only ones who attended camp this weekend either. Lucas was actually there Sunday. Any big takeaways from there?
I like Mohamed Ibrahim a lot.
Yeah.
I think he's definitely going to make the 53-man roster. I think between him and Craig Reynolds, it's going to be close, I think, for that RB3 spot. I think he's a lock for special teams. I mean, you put him as a personal protector for the punter, run fake punts to him on like 4th and 4. Eat that every time. Because, I mean, that's a hard guy to bring down. And it looks like his torn Achilles from Minnesota is like, it doesn't even faze him because he was doing the agility ladder right in front of us, and he looked better than like Jamar Jefferson, Craig Reynolds. He was probably a little bit better through the ladder than David Montgomery, but it's not like a diss on D-Mon. It's just Ibrahim looked really good going through the agility ladder, and he was obviously still explosive. Even when they were doing like the 7-on-7 and stuff, he caught a couple passes and he looked good.
Chris, you had your hand up?
Yeah, and again with Eazy, I don't want it to be loser because that's way too strong of a word, but Malcolm looked like the third.
Chill,
he looked like the third linebacker.
Get the fuck out of here.
He didn't look bad by any means, but Anzalone and Jack Campbell looked like a level above. And that's one day. That's the time we were there, and I don't think he looked bad. He didn't have any moments where he blew coverage or anything, but it was how impressive Anzalone and particularly Jack Campbell were that stood out to me, in the fact that he didn't get any reps with the ones. So I just, I'm not saying he was bad by any means, but he was one that I don't think looked the brightest.
Detroit Supremacy said, "How'd Ibrahim's thighs and glutes look? Thick. The man is thick. Like, I call him a muscle nugget because he was just out, dude. He was making plays, blowing dudes up. Like he's a hard, firm runner, and he's thick."
And that's another thing I want to say too. I saw this in the chat. Isaac Lee saying Malcolm was originally drafted for special teams, and Dan Campbell said that, like, he's gonna be a beast for special teams. So he still definitely has a clear role on the team. I don't want to make it seem like the guy's gonna be out of a job by any means. But when it came to the linebacker, he just looked like the third best linebacker. Do either of you disagree?
No, I don't think so. I think Jack Campbell looked better, but again, I'm not going to call him a loser. He was still making plays.
I don't want to call him a loser either.
I don't want to say that he necessarily like looked better than one or the other, but just the other two got more opportunities in the field.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, with like the first team. I know that he had an interception like the other day too, and I know that Malcolm's not making it easy on like them giving Campbell all this time, but like it's just the pure fact, and everything that Chris said when he made the original statement about Campbell is like the fluidity of this guy. It's equivalent to that of Malcolm's, and that's one of the things that shine about Malcolm is he was a little fucking meat missile.
Yeah.
A little ball muscle just fucking flying through gaps.
Name, Eazy.
Thank you, man.
I don't like it.
No, but he was a fucking like little beast in there. But Campbell was providing that same intensity, that same burst, the same fluidity, and it comes at 6'5".
Yeah, like I said, I'm not worried about Malcolm, man. He's gonna go out there and make plays. He's going to, when he gets in the game, prove that he deserves to be in the game. So wherever that is, I talked about how towards the end of the season I wouldn't be shocked if it was Campbell and Malcolm instead of Campbell and Anzalone, just because when Anzalone was out of there, Campbell was calling plays on the defense. He was making sure
that's what blew
he
me
was
away.
Breaking the huddle. He was making sure guys were lined up in the right spots. So
means we had a brief conversation like, yeah, I might owe you a pizza.
Yeah,
and
you could have got out of it too by bringing me that gin, but you didn't do it.
No, I was making a pit stop for gross ass gin. We had fucking Don.
I respect your decision,
wine.
Just not a good friend.
Well, I confirmed that it was okay.
You didn't even call me. You called the guy sitting next to me.
Yeah, because I was like, I'm not. I just want to go straight there at this point. I don't want to miss any fucking fights. Stopping to get gross ass gin. But
you're a good friend, Eazy.
Thank you, Chris. I appreciate it.
Gin is nasty. You're a good friend.
You know what? I'm gonna need less talking out of you and your car's brakes. All right.
Hey, you know what?
Dude, that was unnecessary. That didn't even put on airwaves.
Yeah, that's crazy.
The other part was funny though. Chris turned up the music.
Yeah,
it's my favorite
part. Yeah.
So when he hears breaks,
yeah, that shit was funny.
Help me.
Let me tell you guys about Big Boy, because Strawberry Fest is back at Big Boy. Try the classic breakfast items like some strawberry hotcakes or mouth-watering red velvet waffle. If you're not feeling breakfast, try the strawberry bacon chicken wrap or cool off with the refreshing summer splash salad. And don't forget to grab dessert, including the very delicious classic strawberry pie, deep fried vanilla Oreos, strawberry hot fudge cake, and more at Big Boy.
We aren't quite sure if they consume more beer or sports. Either way, the heavyweights are here. Live on Woodward Sports, daily 5 to 7 p.m.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
It's the Randy Wise Celebrity Golf Tour.
You're a good coach, Tim. Oh, great shot.
Some of the biggest names in Michigan sports, and some, well, not so much.
Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, yeah, baby.
Oh, shit. Watch episodes at woodwardsports.com.
Hello, and welcome back. It's the Woodward Heavyweights. Live on woodwardsports.com. Make sure you like and share the stream. If you're listening on audio platforms, leave a 5-star review. For the man on my left, Speak Eazy, young Chrissy, Chris Platty in the Woodward. Speak Breaksy, young Chrissy, Chris Platty in the TD booth, and Clitoris Klotz, Sid Vicious on the ones and twos. I'm Spencer Axter. We are the Woodward Heavyweights. We just got done talking a lot about camp. We were there on Saturday. Lucas was there on Sunday. We had a lot of different opinions, different things we saw. Chris got his face painted. He wore an umbrella hat, and he got a big lollipop. So
Propeller hat.
Propeller hat. Yeah, not umbrella hat.
That was after we dropped him off at his house.
Yeah, he sent us Snapchat at like 7 p.m. of him and all that.
Like, Chris, why didn't you bring it to the fights?
Yeah.
He sent a Snapchat of him with his face painted.
Yeah. So, sometimes it's just how he lives his life. Oh, man.
My company liked it.
Scary fart?
No, just got a poop spell. Like when a poop spell hits your body and
yeah,
you just got to poop. But outside of camp, more Lions news because the top 100 continues to drop. And it looks like Penei Sewell's not going to make the cut.
We finally admit it.
Yeah, he's not going to be in the top 40.
I was hoping you'd cling on to that thing for a while.
No. Yeah, he's the top 10 player in the league. No.
Classic radio bit.
It's fucking so stupid. You're telling me Penei Sewell's not a top 100 player in the NFL? You're fucking smoking crack rock.
Hate to say I told you so, but I told you so.
I told you so too.
What?
I said, hate to say I told you so, but I told you so.
His Ohioan came out.
You never, the Trailer Park Boys, you never heard of that?
Oh, yeah. I've seen Trailer Park. I've seen
Are you
Trailer
saying
Park
told
Boys.
you also?
Yeah, it's like, it's
a Rickyism.
Ricky, yeah.
Oh.
It's a Rickyism. But, so the top 50 goes Cam Jordan, Patrick Surtain, Hassan Reddick, Cooper Kupp, C.J. Mosley, Cam Hayward, Jalen Waddle, Demario Davis, Kirk Cousins at 42, and then Lane Johnson at 41. So like Penei Sewell's not going to be above Lane Johnson, unless unless there's a chance. So you're saying there's a chance? No, it's fucked, man. No Frank Ragnow either.
Yeah, I mean Frank naturally gets disrespected as a center. There's going to be like one center on this list. It's going to be the guy from KC. I can't think of his name.
Creed Humphrey.
Thank you.
Jason Kelsey was already on the list.
Jason Kelsey's already on the list too. Yeah, so it's like just those two. But Frank should be in there. Frank should 100%. I love every Detroit Lion. The other one I'd go to war for being on the list is obviously Amon-Ra St. Brown. But like, I think Frank deserves to be on the list too. The fact that he did what he did last year on one fucking foot.
Yeah.
Like, I'm saying like,
three-toe Frankie.
Yeah, three-toe Frankie.
Yeah.
It's fucking.
Hey, Frankie, three toes.
Still power drove his way to one of the top 3 offensive linemen in the league.
Yeah.
Or I should say center, not offensive lineman. But still, pound for pound, one of the best.
Man, that sucks though.
What? Penei's not the top 100?
He deserves a spot on this list.
Fuck it, bro. Let him not get it. Let him stay hungry.
He deserves a spot on this list.
Put a chip on his shoulder. With some dip on it.
It doesn't suck. Like, he's not missing any money. All he's doing is just...
he's missing respect from his peers. That's what he's missing.
Yeah, well, that. Motivate yourself for the money.
Censor yourself?
Yeah.
That was dope. I was tripping.
Yeah. That's
nice. Cool.
No, Lucas is just nice on the boards like that.
Yeah.
Shout out.
Sure he is.
Dude.
Nice with everything.
I got to poop really bad. But
I had emergency poop one day.
Yeah, I know you did. You faked passing out so you could go poop.
I pulled the Wendy Williams.
Yeah. Bro pulled the Wendy Williams because he had to poop.
Hey, I had to Paul Pierce it.
He said, Spencer, you got to carry this segment. I was like, concerned. I was like, "Oh shit, are you okay?" He
I was
just
trying
back
to
there
shit myself.
taking a gnarly shit in the back. But this is disrespect. This is disrespect. Penei Sewell deserves to be on the top 100.
Well, he's not, Spenny.
Yeah, well, neither are you, bitch.
Well, I would hope so. I don't play in the NFL.
Yeah, and you never will.
That's a good point.
Obviously, at this point, that's confirmed.
Yeah. So
what are you doing?
Keep talking shit.
I'll give it one more year.
I'm
Jeff
moonlighting
Heinrich.
as Kobe Swarsdale.
David Sparkman of Woodward Sports Chats asked if Levi practiced, and he did. And that is another guy. Again, I don't want to use the term like loser, but
I gotta poop, man.
I can't think of another. What's another term to use in that?
I'm just not excited for Levi, man.
How are you not excited for Levi?
Like, I just think he was a second-round pick. I wish we would have seen
That's a
better
good
out of
pick.
him in his rookie season. I mean, I think at that time a second-round pick should have been starting on that defensive line. Now he's got a back injury, which is huge for a guy that size, and a competitive spot on this team right now. Like, it's really any man's game, and I don't think he's going to be the one to win it. So, I mean, I really think, like, Brad's not going to hit them all. As much as we want to admit it, Brad is not going to hit them all.
No, for sure.
And if there's a guy, I mean, that's the guy that he's missed on. And I mean, it's not like I think he's going to suck, but I don't think Levi's going to come out here and dominate and be, like, truly a legitimate force on this defensive line. I think guys like Kaminsky and Buggs are going to do that over him. That's what I'm saying. I just think he's going to be, like, a rotational piece at best. And it's not a disrespectful thing. That's what I really think.
I mean, I guess if you're looking at like a second round investment, you probably want a little bit more out of him. But like, I don't knock the idea of him being a rotational piece. I think all defensive linemen, especially interior defensive linemen, are that anyway, just because of the sheer size of them. I don't think you would keep that in there. Like I'm saying, like down after down after down after down.
Yeah, but do you see him sniffing like 3 sacks this year even?
If he comes back healthy, I mean, the same way with like the Deshaun Watson or the Romeo Quar, like we got to give this guy some time to get acclimated back to the game, and not even just the game too, like kind of at this level as well. Like I get that he played like his rookie year, but it's also with like a bad back and on a bad team. It was I gotta give him some leeway.
It's gonna be a completely different situation, and it's not like I'm preying on his downfall or anything.
Yeah.
But like I said, even the guys like Broderick Martin now even.
Oh yeah,
like there's just gonna be guys that even I think there's guys that are just flat out gonna be better and more experienced. And it's gonna be hard for him to get the playing time that I think a lot of people want him to get. So it's not that like I'm like, oh, Levi's not gonna step on the field, he sucks. It's just I don't think there's gonna be much opportunity compared to the talent around him.
Yeah, I mean, you're saying like he won't make the team or like what?
He's definitely gonna be on the 53-man roster, but I just think he's gonna be on the lower end of the defensive line depth chart for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't hate that take. I think it's a guy that I'm giving some time before I make like those types of criticisms. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'd allow him to get acclimated back to the game. Like, I think AG said today is like he saw him get bent back once by an offensive lineman, which isn't a good sign. But he's glad he got back up.
Yeah. His back was good.
Yeah, he's like, oh, I can't be good for his back.
Hey, Arthur Fonzarelli in the chat says Levi's entire goal should be to just get healthy and contribute this year. Anything else is a bonus. That's fair.
Can you say A like that again?
Hey.
Yeah, that one's way better. The first one was kind of weak.
You do it.
Hey. I didn't even know. Like I know the Fonz, the person. Never
you
seen
jumped
the
the
show.
shark, man. Never seen the show either.
Never seen the show. What show even was that? Brady Bunch?
Happy Days.
Happy Days.
I used to watch that shit as a kid.
You do
Pretty
the
good
Fonz
show.
then.
Hey,
Chris. Let's hear it. You got the slick back hair.
Hey! Not bad.
You know, it's funny. If anyone listens, I'm sorry we're going off on this, but
hey!
Chris has got like double jointed like fingers, and we were driving, we were pointing to like somewhere. It's like big ass fingers like in my face. I was like, bro, get the, like fucking relax.
What you want to do is make a turn like this.
Yeah, Chris like you gotta go straight. I'm like, bro, what the fuck? Get that fucking wand out of my face.
Wand.
Calm down, Voldemort.
Yeah, Jesus. I'm gonna support Levi, I guess I should say. But what we did see wasn't especially promising.
Hey, shout out to Pee Wee
Who's the last
Herman,
person
man.
to not shut the door, by the way?
Beth.
So I can piss in their fucking lunch.
Beth. R.I.P. Pee Wee Herman.
Yeah.
That's my bike.
Is he dead?
Yeah, he died today.
Did he really?
Yeah, he battled cancer.
Damn.
Are you fucking with me?
No, I swear to God.
It's real.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Did anybody ever fall through the prank on Ermanni Edwards and Maz, by the way?
No.
With the RIPs?
Man.
We gotta
What
sack
is
the
it?
chat with RIPs. So you ever like watching
Like Stream East?
heard of people watching illegal streams? Stream East?
Yeah.
They always hit like the fucking like RIP Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
Well, the first time I fell for that shit. But you know who 100% would fall for
Yeah.
it?
Maz would go nuts.
Yes.
We gotta think of like a good baseball player.
Yeah,
that
it's got to
Maz
be
would.
like an old Yankee player or an old Mets player.
Yeah, like an old like TV actor or something. Who? Adam West. Is Adam West still alive?
Who would all three of those guys just love?
That's the original Batman.
Yep.
If you don't know, and Maz loves Batman. The original Batman, by the
Is
way.
Adam West alive?
Is he alive?
No, he died in 2017.
Oh,
Damn.
shit. I thought he was alive.
Maybe we tell him that.
They probably all love like George Clooney.
George Clooney's still young.
Yeah.
So I'm saying it'd be like a.
No, it can't be something that's like obvious. It's got to be something believable.
Yeah.
If George Clooney had a stroke tomorrow, would you be like, oh my god, like?
I mean, they would hear about it before they saw it in the chat, though.
I don't even know if I've seen a movie. I know he's in movies.
Spencer's face.
Yeah.
What movies is he in?
Brother, Where Art Thou? I think is what it's. That's a fucking great movie.
Never seen it.
It's about 4 guys who break out of prison, like on the chain gang.
Oh, I have seen that one.
The Family Guy did a spoof of it. And he's in the Ocean's movies.
Yeah.
Never seen those
He's
either.
Batman.
Yeah, he is a whole ass Batman.
Is it the one who's like in the
No. So far away. No, that's it's a different song, and that's Michael Keaton. Is Batman Forever Michael Keaton, or is that George Clooney?
I think it's Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton.
The
That's
Detroit
the
Lions.
best Batman because it's got fucking. Oh no, it's Val Kilmer. It's got the Seal song is the Batman song. Baby, I can take your kiss from a rose. It's like it's got the music video is a fucking Batman scene. It's like, yeah, the one thing I think about when I think about Batman is Seal. Baby.
What the fuck was I about to say though? Before we get back to break, from
From Dusk Till Dawn.
What's that?
It's a great movie.
Oh, is it the one Tarantino? Or Dawn to Dusk?
No, Dusk Till Dawn. Yeah.
That's the Tarantino one?
Yeah.
I do want to watch that.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll watch that tonight, Lucas.
62 is not that old.
Have the Detroit
Watch
Lions
that
broken the
with
second
you,
round
Eazy.
pick?
Huh?
Have the Detroit Lions broke the second round pick curse?
I mean, they got 2 chances.
Can we say
So they
it
got
yet?
a Hall of Famer with one and an All Pro with the other.
Dude, oh my God, man.
Who do you think's more like
Tyrann Matthew
I'm
2.0.
turtle heading. Like, I'm prairie dogging right now.
We're going to have to carry this next segment, Lucas. I think we
Do I gotta step on the
got
desk?
the dog outside.
Yeah, right.
Want to?
Wait, do I got to do a read?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. SMA Sports Marketing Agency helps spread awareness about mental health and substance abuse. Their new podcast, This is the S Word, helps fight the stigma about seeking help. So if you or someone you know is struggling, head to thesportsma.com and get the help you deserve.
The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. You know, because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience and automatically enter for your chance to win not one, but 2 vehicles of your choice, courtesy of Les Stanford Buick GMC of Ferndale. That's right, 2 cars, one for you, one for your wife, your girlfriend, or your best bud. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime, sign in, sit down, watch your favorite team play, and before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Let one of our talented, award-winning stylists make you look handsome and clean. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
Network for Detroit by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network.
What up, though? Welcome back to the World Heavyweights live on WoodSports.com. I'm your boy Eazy, joined by my guy Spinmo Rex. Shout out, doing a great job over there, man. Hey, say a prayer for my boy Spinny. He's in the bathroom tearing that thing up. And I just got done watching the Sopranos episode where the guy dies in the toilet too.
Which one?
Gigi.
I'm blanking. I don't remember.
He was a capo. And he died. That's how Ralphie became capo.
Oh, yeah,
Ralphie's
yeah,
your guy.
My
You should
boy
know this.
Ralphie.
Yeah.
Ralphie's a dog.
I do respect Ralphie. He's a bit of a hustler.
He's an earner. He's an earner.
Somebody asked in Woodward Sports Chat, I saw D95, I think it was, asked, has the Detroit Lions broken their second-round curse? I don't think you can say yet. I think we have to wait until like this season it fulfills itself, or like halfway through it. You're smirking in there, but we gotta see him on the field.
I mean, speak for yourself, but I think there's already enough noise. Like watching the film, I think Brian Branch was a first-round pick, without a doubt. It's just like we were alluding to earlier. He ran a slow 40 compared to some people, so people don't think he was a first-round pick. Well, that's great. Brad Holmes knows he's a first-round pick, and he is a copy. I've said it 1,000 times already. He's a copy and clone of Tyrann Mathieu. A slide in the draft, ran very similar 10-yard splits, the shuttle, everything. It's very similar. I think with him, and you can already see with Laporta, like I think both of these guys are very bust-proof. I mean, I get it that, yeah, I'm high on Laporta. I think this dude's going to be a Hall of Famer, but I think there's legitimate things there that you can see, like, okay, yeah, I could see why Levi, like, injury aside, I'm not worried about either of these guys.
I gotta see in the field for me personally, because I got this to say too about the Laporta hype. He's going to be the starting tight end on this team. As for the production, actually, I don't know. You were with Booner, and he had something to say from Sunday. He said the passes were going Amon-Ra Laporta. Amon-Ra Laporta. What was going on with that?
It was a drive. It was the Lions 11-on-11 against their defense. Obviously, they still weren't in pads, but still the fact that it was literally 4 plays. It was about a 15-yard play to Laporta, 10-yard play to Amon-Ra St. Brown, 10-yard play to Laporta, 10-yard play to Amon-Ra St. Brown. So I think these guys are just going to be the essential checkdowns that I think they're going to have at least 3-4 receptions a game. You can book that for sure. Amon-Ra St. Brown, he's probably going to have at least 5-6 catches a game. But Sam Laporta, I think he's got a high floor as far as receptions per game, just with the way that the Lions offense is ran. They like doing tight end screens, especially when you get a guy like Laporta. You're going to probably run it more frequently. And again, that keeps Jared Goff from making mistakes. So as many times as they can get to the athletic player's hand and just get 5-6 yards every play, they're going to do it. So, I mean, you guys even saw it. Jared Goff doesn't have a deep ball like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, what are you going to do? You're going to try to get those deep balls in chunks. You're not going to try to get it in one play. And if you have a guy like Laporta who's going to be a mismatch on most linebackers, you're going to take advantage of it.
Yeah, I think the Jared Goff system is very much death by 1,000 cuts. I guess what is, because I feel like the expectations are going to like cast too much of a. I think we're casting too much of an expectation on Laporta that like the term bust is going to be thrown around if he doesn't meet that, because you're calling him a Hall of Famer right now.
I mean, yeah, but I've also said that it's going to be gradual. I think he's going to get 500-600 yards this year, 700-800 the next, and that's going to be where his ceiling is. As far as like maybe 1,000-yard receiving season, I believe he can do that. But then again, there's a lot of mouths to feed here. But even George Kittle, he's not having 1,000-yard seasons every season. He's just going out and making timely plays, and when he gets the ball in his hand, he makes big plays out of him. I expect Laporta to have the same type of thing.
What is like the threshold of bust though? Like where does he have to like fall or come short of for like there to be to break the curse? Like, what's the absolute
like
bottom?
if he was like Brock Wright. Like if he was Brock Wright.
That's pretty low. No offense to Brock Wright. That's pretty fucking low.
But that's what I'm saying. Like I think he's a second-round pick, so I think you look at a guy like Dalton Schultz or something like that, I think that's when, if he's below that, I think that's when you kind of start creeping it in. If he has like an Evan Ingram type of thing in New York where he had a nice season then flares out. Brian Branch, I mean, I'm not worried about Brian Branch being a bust at all. I think he's too dynamic, he's too fundamental, he's too fluid. Everything you say about Jack Campbell, regardless, besides size, I think Brian Branch does the exact same thing at the safety spot and the nickel spot. So I think for him, it's even he can play either position. Whichever one he's best at, he's going to be playing most of the time.
Yeah, I feel like as far as the expectations go, it's weird, man, because like I had initial opinions based off the draft and like leading up to the draft, there like certain guys that we took, but I have to admit a lot of my opinions have been changed. I think one on Jack Campbell has been changed. I think he's going to produce a lot sooner than people are expecting. I'm changing my tune obviously now on Laporta a little bit, just based off common sense too. Like, it was kind of like me being stubborn on the holding on to the stat among like rookie tight ends not being that productive.
And you wanted Jalen Carter. You're still just mad we didn't take Jalen Carter.
Oh, I'm definitely still upset we didn't take Jalen Carter. Come on.
But here's the thing, and I said this on the morning show. I think this was just a classic Brad Chess move. He didn't want to invest into Jalen Carter this year, and they know that their biggest need right now is stopping the run. So they didn't want to invest Jalen Carter for the future. So what did they do? They got the second best run stopper, regardless of position, in Jack Campbell. Now, Lions coming up, they're going to probably have a low-end second-round pick, the most cap space, so they're going to have a lot of flexibility to move up in the draft to get a run stopper or take one where they're at or invest in one in free agency. So I think they're going, all right, we're going to get our linebacker of the future because next year's draft probably is not going to have somebody like Campbell. There's probably going to be a guy that's dominant in run stopping that we can get first, second round. I mean, I know Chris Jones is going to be available. The fact we're seeing him looking other directions, there's going to be another defensive lineman on the interior that's going to be looking around, and that's where the Lions can pick it up. So instead of getting Jalen Carter, you're getting Jack Campbell, and then you're getting what you would want in a run stopper next year in the offseason. I think it's just saving the risk.
To be honest with you, too, I think Brad Holmes is so fucking nasty.
And the secondary, bro, we don't have to go defensive line heavy if there's a risk there because our secondary is so locked. They're going to be able to create time or create less time for him.
Yeah, I'm talking about straight up, just the feelings of what these guys are going to be, and to the point of a run stuffer. We don't even. I think that may have been fulfilled with Broderick Martin.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
I feel the only source of development you need from him is maybe pass rushing at that point, but because he's just so fucking massive, you need two human beings on him anyway.
It's almost have you ever seen the movie Moneyball with Brad Pitt?
Yes.
So when they lose all these key players and they're like, well, I can't remember the player's name, but they were losing a third baseman, and they're like, well, we can't re-sign him, but we can get three people that can do exactly what he does, throw him through the lineup, and you have that. And I think that's what they're trying to do with Jalen Carter. You got the size with Broderick Martin. You have the slight athleticism with McNeil. And then you just have the dogness with Kaminsky and Bugs. And you get all that, and it equals Jalen Carter. And it's just rotating them, keeping those guys fresh and healthy. And I think that's why Campbell is if we do the fundamentals, we'll be just fine because all those guys combined can create a dominant presence if they're clicking on the same cylinder. Then you have Hutch and Houston on the outside.
Yeah, I think with the Jalen Carter, I don't know if you expect anybody to bring what Jalen Carter's expected to bring. If all the stories about him out of camp are true, because he's going to be a fucking monster. You're talking about him plowing over two fucking guys in a double team. That shit's just insane. But, for production-wise, at least helping the run, I could definitely see Broderick Martin bringing that. But in terms of second-round picks, I really just got to see that shit on the field before I make any, decisions like that.
It's fair. It's just...
Yeah.
Sometimes I think there's guys in the draft where it's they have high floors. And the Lions arguably got the highest floors in the second round, in my opinion. Outside of Jonathan Mingo in Carolina. That was a steal.
That's one of the other things I had, too. I guess one of the guys I got misjudged or misread on was Branch. I didn't expect Branch to make this kind of impact this early, at least in camp. He's making it hard for the Detroit Lions to keep him off the field. I still just don't know who you're going to trust to put him over. Instead, you're saying Tracy Walker.
100%.
I think that's who
I think he plays more of a CJ GJ role.
Why? But you can put.
But you can really almost put him anywhere.
You can put CJ where Tracy was. You know what I mean? And you can have it where it's kind of like a Viper look, where you can have four safeties on the field at one time, and you have Brian Branch playing a Viper. And
My mic's muted.
No, you're
you
good.
Chump.
You're good. You're talking, aren't you?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I couldn't hear it. Now I can hear it. There we go.
How'd it go?
It was a battle. It was a battle. But the good guys came out on top. I thought it was like Chris in Wisconsin, but in reverse.
What does that mean?
Big old log came out of my butt.
It was going out, not in.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it was at least 25 Keurigs.
Never mind.
At least 25 Keurigs.
What?
It's from
Keurigs?
South Park, yeah. Keurigs. That's how they measure their poop size.
It's kind of small, isn't it?
Keurigs. I don't know. Oh, the one Randy takes is fucking huge.
Isn't Keurig a coffee thing? Is that what you're talking
Keurig.
What is
like
a
CK?
It's the measurement they use for poop.
It's just like a made up metric.
Oh, it's not even real.
Yeah, it's like it's like a PFF stat for poop.
I wash my hands. You want to smell?
No.
I believe you.
I wash my
Stay
hands
over
all the
there.
time.
I'm just gonna believe you on
Got too
that
much
one.
self-respect. I wash my hands before I piss.
That's a bar.
That is a bar. But yeah, that was a battle. That was a battle. I felt bad because the cleaning lady is right outside.
Oh, is it
Yeah, I did that to the cleaning lady
the younger
today at
chick?
Dispo.
Huh?
is it like that younger chick too?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
poor thing.
Yeah.
Poor thing. Shit was probably the size of
She
her.
works at LJ or no?
No.
Oh.
She's she just does the cleaning. But
Well,
feel a lot better now.
Spinny had to poop because he ate all those hors d'oeuvres
It was all the hors d'oeuvres I ate for sure.
at the Randy Wise Celebrity Golf outing.
Yep.
There was hors d'oeuvres. What would you eat? What was that?
There's pigs in a blanket. There's barbecue meatballs. There's some thing I don't know what it was.
That little like
Bless you.
dessert
It was
type
like
of thing.
it was like a sweet bless.
Damn,
I
dude.
saw that
All
one.
those on the Randy one.
I saw that one. And they had
Caesar
vegetable spring rolls that were pretty good.
Those are smack.
Yeah.
You said
I'm
pigs in
a big
blanket?
pigs in the blanket guy.
Yeah.
I love pigs in the blanket.
Yeah, but Sonny couldn't
Wish
shut
would
up
that be
about
in
those
like
things.
eating contest?
Yeah.
But you hold out.
I'm not a big pigs in the blanket guy. I feel like it's like a weak attempt at like a mini corn dog or something.
Corn dogs are fire.
That's what I'm saying. It's just like a different texture and.
I like
it's a little
the
flaky.
puff pastry and like and
meat,
or what's it called? That goes on like a croissant roll and a puff pastry. I'll take that over corn dog bread any day.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
I'm not in that
Pigs in
lane.
a blanket are elite over corn dogs.
Yeah, hors d'oeuvres.
Corn dogs are for children.
Hors d'oeuvres
Oh,
are.
say what you want. They're still good.
It's
I
so
think I got a box of corn dogs
important to a good
right
wedding. If you have a good hors d'oeuvre section, the wedding is good. Like that is so important to me at a wedding.
I disagree.
Like beef Wellington.
No, the main thing at a wedding is free drinks.
No.
Free drinks and like a good
I'm not
and a
going
good
to a
meal.
wedding
That
if I'm not
determines-
going to a wedding if it's not an open bar.
And a good meal.
Yeah. And a
No,
good meal.
the hors d'oeuvres.
Get some pasta.
Because all the meals you get at wedding, it's steak and chicken. You know, it's gonna be good. But like those past hors d'oeuvres, that's what makes or breaks it.
Open bar and like some options at the bar. Like, nothing's worse when I go. I'm like, hey, I want a Long Island. Like, oh, I don't have the stuff to make a Long Island. What the fuck are you? Are you a bartender or you just play one on TV?
They
What the
lied
fuck?
to you. If they say they don't have the stuff to make a Long Island, they lied to you. Because a Long Island is
just
literally
vodka
just
and
a bunch of different
everything.
alcohol and iced
Some
tea.
tea.
Yeah. They just didn't want to make it. Because that's kind of a dick move.
What?
Ordering a Long Island at a bar at a wedding. Because
Why?
how many people are trying to get fucking drinks, and you walk
No.
up there like, can I get a Long Island? So you got to do a shot of this, a shot of this, a shot of
No,
that,
there's
a shot of
there's
this.
more than just that and iced tea.
That's literally what a Long Island is. A
No.
Long
Yes.
Island iced tea. It's just a bunch of different liquors and iced tea.
I'll Google that.
Hors d'oeuvres, though, like...
Why do you keep saying that?
What,
He just,
hors
like,
d'oeuvres?
Yeah, it is funnier than saying hors d'oeuvres.
Yeah.
Hors d'oeuvres.
Trying me. I felt like I was having a seizure or something. Like, dude, I'm like, what? Am I going crazy?
Because I used to
Am I
work at
dying?
Andiamo, so a big thing at these out parties was, passing hors d'oeuvres.
Are you want pizza after the show?
No. I'm going
Do you
gym.
want pizza? At the show? Where you going?
The gym.
You want pizza after the show?
I'm going to the gym.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay.
That's where I'm going. That's where I'm
Just
going.
like beef,
No, he
these,
has
the
been
little
working
beef
out.
Yeah,
Wellington,
that's right.
these little beef
Put some respect
Wellington
on my name.
balls, the caprese skewers.
Yeah, see, now you're losing. Now you're just going to straight
Caprese
white.
skewer? You don't like caprese?
I'm not saying I don't like them. I don't know what you're talking
You just
about.
overhyping hors d'oeuvres.
No, it's the best
Hors
part.
d'oeuvres are good, but it's not
the best part of the wedding.
That's
You're
so
chilling,
crazy,
talking,
dude.
and then people walk
It's
up.
the free drinks.
Here's some beef Wellington. Yeah, like I said,
of-
that's
The
a
new
given.
weddings are
cooch.
you going
The
to?
new
That's a
cooch
given.
that's available.
I'm not going to a bar or a wedding if it doesn't have an open bar.
How do you know?
You ask them, or it normally says.
kinda rude.
If it's a cash bar, they should say cash bar, because then I'm just bringing like 2/5 in my
Yeah.
pockets.
And I got 2/5 in my pockets. All right, guys.
Yeah, I feel like we need a break.
How would you like to see famous athletes like Jim Harbaugh, Darren McCarty, and Brother Edge play golf with average Joes?
Wait a minute,
Thanks to Randy Weiss Automotive Team and Woodward Sports, you'll be able to do just that. It's the Randy Weiss Celebrity Golf Tour. Make the wise choice and pay attention to Woodward Sports for more information.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
By now you know me, Christina Gennari, as the obvious choice in real estate. And you know my website, soldchristina.com, as your #1 resource for buying or selling your home. Myself, along with my amazing staff, pride ourselves on making your home buying and selling experience a relaxing and easy one. Come see why we are the obvious choice. Christina Gennari at soldchristina.com, the obvious choice in real estate.
You have an opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard. Corner, jumper, tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
Think you can play some golf? How about beating a professional athlete? It's the Woodward Sports Thursday Night Golf League. Live.
5 iron.
at 5 Iron Golf, presented by Mark White and Associates, spinning 12 consecutive weeks, featuring famous courses from around the world. Played on state-of-the-art trackman simulators and 5 Iron Golf's two new 25,000 square foot facility in downtown Detroit. Can you beat Dan McCarty on hole 12 of the Augusta National? What about outperforming Braylon Edwards on golf on hole 8 at Pebble Beach? Do you have what it takes? If so, register for your chance to win for free today. So
today's the last day.
Today's literally the last day. Everybody listening right now, if you want to golf with me, Spinny, I guess Chris, Lucas, Jeff, literally everybody on Woodward Sports is part of this golf league. You guys want to join us? Get litty, eat some hors d'oeuvres at 5 Iron Golf.
I hope they have hors d'oeuvres.
DM
for 20% off too.
The word
For
golf.
free?
Oh, mine are free.
For free?
Mine are free.
Oh, the hors d'oeuvres.
Yeah, the hors
Oh
d'oeuvres.
yeah. I'm pickpocketing my hors d'oeuvres from other people's plates.
Jumping leech.
But honest to God,
5 Iron.
DM golf. That is the easiest competition.
Today's the last day you can do it.
Today's literally the last day to do it.
You're
It's
already
the easiest
following
thing.
us on Twitter and Instagram, so just DM golf.
Literally, that easy. But what a comment I just read.
Yeah, we gotta delete that one.
Yeah.
So many comments, so it gets away from the like button, so I can delete it.
Don't know where to go with this one. That one threw me off a bit.
What was the comment?
We can't.
Can't say it.
Yeah, we can't read that one. Haha, you don't ask somebody if they're gonna have an open bar and tell them you're not going. That's cheapskate move.
I'm a cheapskate. I'm broke.
Bitch, I'm broke.
Bitch, I'm broke. Broke. We ain't got it.
Broke. We
I'm
ain't
not
got
yet.
it.
If I feel like if you're not having an open bar, you have a civic duty to tell the people.
Yeah, that's fair.
Dude,
that is absolutely
at
fair.
my boy Sibo's wedding, so I stood up. So we were there we got there at like 8 o'clock to the venue for like pictures and shit like that.
Yeah.
And they were smart. They bought all the booze for their wedding. So they like went to Costco and just bought like half gallons of
Make
like
people make their own
Kirkland
drinks?
shit. No, they had bartenders.
Okay.
But they supplied all the booze.
Yeah.
And so they had these half gallons of Kirkland whiskey. And so we got there at 8, so I started drinking at 8, and I was pouring up whiskey Cokes. And that's what I was drinking all night.
Make me want to drink now.
And I get to the it was like last call, but like we were taking the rest of the whiskey and shit back to the hotel with us. So it's like 2 a.m. and it's like last call. I go there. I was like, can I get a whiskey Coke? And she like pours it, and it's the last of a half gallon. And I was like, oh shit. She's like, oh no, you're good. You're the only one that's been drinking whiskey. I was like, whew. All right. It's been a long night. I was flexed. But we took the other half gallon of whiskey, 2 cases of beer, 2 trays of caprese skewers, 2 sacks of burgers.
What is a caprese skewer?
It's tomato, fresh mozzarella,
See, that shit is not good.
basil,
I'm sorry.
and balsamic vinaigrette. Dude,
What are we? It's rabbit food,
It's
dude,
good
with
as
like the
fuck.
little pieces of celery on there.
it's basil, not celery.
No, but they got like little. They put a little celery on there too sometimes.
no.
So I've had one like that.
No.
That's rabbit.
You had an Ohio caprese because you're not putting fucking celery on a caprese.
There's
But-
frog on hot caprese skewers.
So we bring all this shit. And we had they did sliders for the midnight snack. So we had 2 sacks of sliders, and we were partying in one of my boys' hotel rooms, and we stopped at this this liquor store that was right by the hotel. And this guy, when we went in there before, the day before, we bought a bunch of liquor and shit there. He had this big ass box of baklava, and I was like, oh, I love baklava. And he gave me a piece. And I came back that night, and it was still sitting there, and I was hammered, and I saw this Macallan 21, which is a 21-year-old bottle of scotch, and it's my dad's favorite scotch. It's like $700.
Bought it?
I was like, let me get that. And he was like, all right, he threw it on the table. And this is when I was, I was making some pretty good money at the job I was at.
Yeah.
So I was like, fuck yeah, I'll cash that. Bought it. He gave me the box of baklava.
Hell
He
yeah,
was
look
like,
at
here you
you.
go. I was like, hell yeah.
Is
So
it
I
good?
pulled up.
The scotch?
Yeah, I tried some. I mean, it's not, my dad just drinks neat scotch. I can't do that.
Meat scotch.
Neat. Just in a glass, just
straight.
Just scotch. I can't do that. I'll do shots.
I need ice. Yeah. I need
I'll do
ice.
shots.
I'm
I
doing
can do
that.
shots, but I'm not just gonna sip on it.
I can sip on it if it's on rocks. I can't do it straight up. And it's warm and shit. Ugh.
Yeah, it was expensive bottles, but I was blasted, dude. Like I said, I was drinking from 8 a.m. to 1 in the morning, and I get in there, I'm like, let me get that one. And he was like, all right. But like, no matter how drunk I get, or like I'll never be blackout. Like I remember everything that happened. So like,
Mustache Mike's middle of COVID too. Unemployment was flowing.
That's facts. That's when I was.
He's like, I was balling.
I was balling, bro. Because that's when I was manager at Coney. I was making good money, and then it was on. I got fucking like 4 months off because of COVID. Fat unemployment checks and the fucking stimmy.
Hell yeah.
I was balling. Paid off my car. Paid off half my student loans.
Hell yeah. Oh, I have a question.
It's a good time.
Your car should be totaled to get. If it's totaled, you get the shit that you got.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, cool.
Somebody
Somebody
was
was asking
about
me.
to commit insurance fraud.
No.
What do you mean by totaled? How totaled does it have to be?
This girl was asking me.
Oh yeah. It's got to be totaled.
Shout out. Hit the
If
like
not,
button.
your insurance will just fix it.
Oh yeah, she's fucked. Well, she's getting.
Well,
It raises your rates though. I mean, unless it's not your fault.
My rates didn't go up.
No, I'm saying
Really?
like if it's not totaled, usually it raises your rates.
That's crazy.
A
Your
little
rates
bit.
didn't go.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, it's not his fault.
I mean, my
Yeah.
my rates went up a little bit.
I thought they go up,
but because I
regardless.
got the new car. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was only like $25 more a month.
Nice.
Because I had full coverage. So.
That Jamie interview was kind of odd. He starts with a little defensive, but loosened up, and it was one of his better interviews. All right, let's check that one out.
But that'll do it for us today. We appreciate y'all tapping into the Woodward Heavyweights live on WoodwardSports.com. Make sure you like and share the stream. If you're listening on audio platform, leave a 5-star review for Speak Easy, Chris Platte, Lucas Klotz. I'm Spencer Exter. We're the Woodward Heavyweights. We'll catch you guys tomorrow. Peace.
Hey!